Blog Talk Radio.
These are also the proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied out.
Salamta Beteseb. Greetings and welcome, family, to this special episode of Wisdom Wednesday with the Rastamandem here on Discipleship Radio.
Glory to the Most High Jah, Rastafari.
Walk not thou in the way with them, refrain thy foot from their path. For their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. My son, walk not thou in the way with them, refrain thy foot from their path. For their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird, and they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privily for their own lives. So are the ways of every one that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Psalm 94. O Lord God, to whom vengeance belongeth, O God, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself. Lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth, render a reward to the proud. Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph? How long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all the workers of iniquity boast themselves? They break in pieces thy people, O Lord, and afflict thine heritage. They slay the widow and the stranger, and murder the fatherless. Yet they say, the Lord shall not see, neither shall the God of Jacob regard it. Understand, ye brutish among the people, and ye fools, when will ye be wise? He that planted the ear, shall he not hear? He that formed the eye, shall he not see? He that chastiseth the heathen, shall not he correct? He that teacheth man knowledge, shall not he know? The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity. Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, O Lord, and teachest him out of thy law, that thou mayest give him rest from the days of adversity, until the pit be digged for the wicked. For the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Unless the Lord had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence. When I said, my foot slippeth, thy mercy, O Lord, held me up. In the multitude of my thoughts within me, thy comforts delight my soul. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous, and condemn the innocent blood. But the Lord is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord our God shall cut them off.
Are you ready? 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 Are you ready?
When the roll is called out, I'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof, but if it's required, we'll be on the front line. You can call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. Never say never, willingness forever to fight and be strong. Once it's for better, I'll write every letter and moving right along. And I'll roll with the punches, accept changes, work with the formula, do what I have to do, and call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. When you are willing to serve, we have room to observe, to see if you can walk the walk you tell. Let me give you my word, my voice must be heard. Bravery is a piece of my heart. Call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. A lioness is on the rise. Don't ever have no doubt. When the roll is called up, we'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof. But if it's required, we'll be on the front lane. You can call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Oh, never anytime, lioness is on the run. Oh, yeah, call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never stop out. A lioness is on the run, ready to roll. Call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never stop out. I'm ready when you're ready. Yeah. Don't you ever have
Here we have today's daily psalm. We have
Psalm 61.
מזמור סמך א' למנצח על נגינת לדוד, 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 לדוד.
Hear my cry, O God, O God, O God.
שמעה אלוהים רינתי, 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 רינתי.
Attend unto my prayer, my prayer, my prayer, my prayer.
הקשיבה תפילתי, 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 תפילתי.
From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings. Selah. For thou, O God, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. Thou wilt prolong the king's life, and his years as many generations. He shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. So will I sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may daily perform my vows, 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 my vows.
Yeah, yeah, Rock of Ages clear for me. Let me hide myself in thee. Yeah. Rock of Ages clear for me. Let me hide myself in thee. Yeah. And so the heathen tried to keep me down. They take down more than 10, but look, I'm still around. Hotter the battle, sweeter the victory. My eyes upper is highly Selassie. Oh, we create so much wonder. El Shaddai, Yahweh, El Elyon, my provider. Rock of Ages clear for me. Let me hide myself in thee, yeah. Rock of Ages clear for me. Let me hide myself in thee. In thine own house are thine enemies. So peace within thy gates and in thy walls prosperity. May Jah bless your endeavors and forever be with thee. Once I was hungry, my Father he fed me. Now in his care I will forever So the heathen, they try to get me down. They take down more than 10, but look, we're still around. Hotter the battle, sweeter the victory. My eyes upper, He is God mighty. Oh, He creates so much wonder. El Shaddai, Yahweh, El Elyon, my provider, rock of ages, clear for me. Let me hide myself in thee. Rock of ages, clear.
Like Moses strikes the rock, one sovereign's not just God. Stone and panel pots on the feet from mountaintops. North and ranges, dry to range. I give life to I the same. Desert God and Jah reside. Listen from the end of my strength to flow and you will grow. Only feel if you really know. Meditate and feed yourself. Gather all like bird make nest. So man of scatter like ashes. Angel bread keep I strong fed. Where the cry of foul and flesh. Be the dead and become death. This God for sight and goes for breath. Not just for fall to the ground. Eat our words and crave no sound. King system basic bound. Vitality is in his verse. Ordinances I observe. Strength and praises he deserves. Like a book he reads your nerves. Consecrated Nazarite. Feeding power like a tree sunlight. Oh, take a breath, the rope was tight. Oh, we got a fire out beyond the trod. There they defy the army of the living God. Jah clear the road, Jah takes my load. Jah lights the streets tonight and He takes us home. Like Moses strike the rock, rush the rivers and not just drop. Hit the stone and channel pop. When the feet from mountain top, no terrain to try to rain. I'll bring life to hide the same. There's a God and Jah resides, rushing from the inner mind. Drink the flow and you will grow. Only feel if you really know. Meditate and feed yourself and gather thought like bird make nest. Man is scattered like ashes. Angel bread keep I strong fed. Where the cry of foul and flesh, eat the dead and become dead. It goes for sight and breath, not just for fall to the ground. Eat Jah words, no bad down crave. King system got a basic pound. Vitality of verbs, ordinances I observe. Thanks and praises he deserves. Like a book, he read your nerves. Consecrated Nazarite, eating power like sunlight. Take off chain and soul is light. Keep a breath, that rope is tight. Oh, we got the fire and beyond the trot. Yeah, they defied the army of the living God. Jah clear the road. Jah holds my load. Jah lights the streets at night and He has taken her home.
Rock of ages, let our song praise Thy saving power. Thou witness the raging foe was our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but Thy arms availed us, and their words broke their souls when our own strength failed us, and their words broke their souls when our own strength failed us. Kindling you, the Holy Land, priest of truth in suffering, purify the nation's shrine, brought to God their offering, and His court surrounding. Here with a mighty sounding. Ooh, yeah.
Glory be to the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Glory be. Glory be. We're going to ride up here for this portion.
So right here, Shalom, Chaverim, Shalom, here, Wisdom Wednesday, the Wednesday podcast, Wednesday Wisdom right here, the fourth day of the Shabua here, the middle day, the fourth day of the 7 days of Shabua. So we had the third and the fourth aliyot. The aliyahs, the readings here from this Torah portion, this reading and feeding right here. The 50th sabbatical study here for this Shabbat, strong, known as Tavo, when you enter in. Now in the third aliyah, the third reading, ideally for the third day, study Aliyah day, 7 aliyot for the Shabbat day, so we can kind of study it in bite-sized portions. But looking at the third aliyah, there's a particular verse there that also gives us evidence to the true interpretation of Psalm 82. Now let's go to Psalm 82 for a moment, right? We have touched on it earlier here in the season, but we have Psalm 82. Right, Psalm 82, and the kind of world famous, so to speak, among all the other nations and different philosophies and ideologies concerning the interpretation of Psalm 82. We have verse 6 where it says, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Right here. This particular verse right here, I have said, ye are Elohim, and all of you are children, are children of Elyon, Elyon. We have El, Elyon. El, God or power, almighty, Elyon. High or the highest power, El, Elyon. One of the attributes of Yahweh, Yahweh, he who be, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hashem. So in the Elohim matter, right, even from the beginning of the psalm, the first verse of the psalm that is translated in KJV, and now Psalm 82 is the standing psalm as chanted in the HAILE, in the temple, even the temple of Jerusalem, pre and up to 70 AD. We had these psalms of the evening. We say the evening psalms, the appointed psalms of the first day, second day, right, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, and also for the Shabbat day. Now, for the third day, that's called in the Gregorian calendar Tuesday, right? That third day, we have Psalm 82. That's a psalm that reads in the KJV 82:1. It says, God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. He judgeth among the gods. Here. God standeth. It's interesting here, the Schofield study is pointing to 2 Corinthians 19:6 and I think Ecclesiastes 5:8 next to the first God, according to KJV, and God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. Now, from the Hebrew, as we've touched on before, this is a psalm of Asaf, Mizmor le-Asaf. We have Elohim, Nitzav, Ba'edat El, Be'kareb, Elohim Yishpot. Bringing out from a Hebrew perspective, Psalm 82 says that God, or Elohim, Nitzav standeth Ba'edat, in the congregation, the Edat, El of the Almighty, El, the power, Be'kareb, in the Kareb, in the midst, Elohim Yishpot, in the midst, Elohim Yishpot, he judges. Now, bringing out from the Hebrew translation, since it's a Hebrew psalm here, in the midst of the judges, he judges. Is a more better. Now, KJV has it as he judges among the gods. Now, note that we have Elohim in the first part of verse 1, Elohim Nitzav Ba'edat El, and in the second part, Be'kareb, Elohim Yishpot, right? But then we have three of the divine attributes. We have Elohim twice and El. First part, Elohim, the power, right? The Almighty, the powers in the singularity, the true good, the true God, he who be, Yahweh Echad. Elohim Nitzav, standing. Now, the standing here, the verb is not the usual one in the Hebrew. We need Hebrew linguistic and scientific literacy, right? The verb here, when we're looking at the verb, we're looking at the construction, the build. This is the real science of the language. The verb here, Nitzav, is not the usual one, denoting the opposite of sitting. The opposite of sitting is standing, but this is not the usual, the kam, or kawam, or kum, not the usual one. Here we have Nitzav. It conveys the Hebraic idea here is taking up a position. Hold your position, ayah. Hold your position. Taking up a position for a solemn, a set-apart purpose. For we know that all things work together for the good of those who love Elohim and who are called according to his purpose. So the verb here, Nitzav, the verb for stand, Elohim Nitzav, standeth. The idea of taking up a position for a solemn, a set-apart purpose, as we have coming forward in the Ha'azinu. Nitzabim. The Torah portion coming up here as we're coming to the fulfillment of the year, Nitzabim. That corresponds to Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 9. Check it. Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 9. And it says, Atem Nitzabim, you all of y'all, speaking to Kol Yisrael, as we have Moshe here, even in this 50th sabbatical study right here for Tavo, speaking to the new generation, right, of the Israelites, the B'nai Yisrael, specifically to the sons of Yisrael, this new generation that now has superseded past where their forefathers from the previous generation that Jehovah brought out of Mitzrayim, out of Kemen, out of Egypt, the Het Kapata, right, but did not bring in to the promised land. So there's a generation that he brought out of bondage but did not bring them in because he was not pleased with them, and because obviously they were not pleased with he who be who he be. They grumbled, they complained, they wanted to return to Egypt, a lot of kind of craziness. Jah was going to destroy them, but Moshe, he stepped in and advocated, and that's what we get the year for a day. The 10 spies who told lies and the people who believed them, they didn't believe the two. They believed the majority. They went after the broad way, not the straight and narrow way. And the consequence of this was the 40 years wandering in the wilderness. I like how even, what's his name, Tommy Sotomayor, the way he had put it when he was talking about, he don't doubt that we black people are and could be, the Israelites and the black Jews, or the Jews of the Bible, the Israelites. Because when you look at them, they're like our once lost, now found people even today. This is a psychological proof. They are hard-headed as uck, and the 40 years wandering was so all the, we could say, the disobedient, or as he put it, the stupid people wandered to death. There was that generation, right? That generation that was brought out but not brought in. And when we look at the plight of our people here in the Americas and the Caribbean, it's the same spiritual, psychological fingerprint, right? The same kind of thing, that we have a generation that was brought out, right, out of Babylon, but did not really enter in to the promised land. Both the promised land in the temporal sense and the promised land in the higher sense, that state of mind, that true King of Kings Christ state of mind. But here, in speaking about Psalm 82, we see a secondary proof along with the first proof that we have presented concerning the true interpretation of Psalm 82, verse 6. To go over this briefly, the translation of Elohim from the Hebrew perspective here is as judges. Is as judges, and this is based on HaTorah. When we say the Torah, we can see and we have seen the connection, right, between those men, right, those men who exercise that Elohim function and therefore are his agents and therefore have his name, has his honor attached to them. So the judges, the previous Torah portion for Shoftim, it says Shoftim with Shotarim, judges and officers, right, shall you make for you in all your gates. The Shoftim and the Shotarim, they are in the function of the Elohim. So in the Hebrew view, we view the judges collectively as the Elohim. And it comes out even more when we study the Torah, when we study the linguistics and the science of the language, and how this is what makes sense out of the true interpretation, that we're not talking about, some say, a heavenly size of other gods and the Anunnaki and all this wacky-tacky and the Nephilim. All that is in confusion because ones and ones are deep ending on the translation, which is not Hebraically scientifically sound. In other words, it's a good general translation, but to get into the details, one must get into the science of the linguistics as well as the evidence of the scriptures. We know that Psalm 82 is a psalm of the Hebrews, of the Israelites. Therefore, we should first look to a Hebrew or Israelite interpretation. But people, they go far afield. They go back to Sumer, they go to Egypt, they go up and down and all around, and still don't have a grasp of the science of the Hebrew. So bringing out some of the basic connections here, some interpret Elohim in a different way. Some interpret Elohim as the angels. Some see the Elohim here in the Psalm here, Psalm 82, as a heavenly assize, like a heavenly council, right, before whom the tutelary gods, right, of the heathen of other nations are summoned, right, for permitting acts of violence against the innocent. And then they'll go into other misinterpretations of Enoch, other misinterpretation of Sumer, Akkad, Kalna, Enuma, Elish, and all of the rest of that. Because the first fact is whack. The first fact is out of order. So the interpretation of the Psalm 82, right, which uses the Hebrew term Elohim, it depends upon the true interpretation, depends upon the true meaning, right, attached to the word Elohim and its second occurrence in verse 1. As we read the verse, first part of the verse, Elohim nitzah ba'adat el, second, Big Rev Elohim Yishpot. The Hebrew, Elohim standeth, or God standeth in the congregation of God. more directly, Elohim standeth in the congregation of El, the Almighty. In the midst of the judges, he judges. Big Rev Elohim, in the midst, Elohim Yishpot, Elohim judges. Right? So, firstly and foremostly, the ancient Hebrew interpretation, the Targum, renders the term Elohim both as judge, right, in relation to the Almighty. The Elohim title is a title of creator, while we find it in the first chapter of Bereshith, and also as the judge, right, the judge, the judgment title. So when we're studying the Hebrew scriptures, we'll find that the Elohim title, right, an attribute is used in connection with both the creator name of Jehovah, of Yahweh, as well as the judgment name. So the interpretation renders judges, right? And this is how it has been understood, and this is how the Hebrew scriptures can verify. So accordingly, Elohim is the supreme judge. And we're looking at Elohim in the singularity of he who be who he be. He is the supreme judge, and he calls the administrators of justice in Israel. So this is actually kind of like an arraignment, so to speak, right, of corrupt judges of Israel. This is actually checking justice and peace among the Israelites. So Psalm 82 is directed, right, to the judges, or in this context here, the corrupt shoftim, or the corrupt judges of Yisrael, of Israel. And therefore, the Elohim, we can say the father, right, of his sons, is calling his sons, who are the administrators of justice in Israel, amongst Bnei Yisrael, the sons of Israel, to account for failing to discharge their office equitably according to the terms and conditions of the Brit, of the covenant, you say of the Torah, of the Hebrew covenant between Jehovah, and between Yisrael, Yasharallah. But there's that alternative. So first we have the interpretation according to the Hebrew, according to the Israelite, according to the Torah, and then we have the other interpretation according outside of the Torah, the profane, the worldly, other people, taking a verse in English that they barely really understand and adding on to it a lot of heathen, foreign, right, concepts, right? So some interpret Elohim as angels, right, and interpret this scene as a heavenly council before whom the tutelary so-called Elohim of the heathen, the other peoples, are summoned for permitting acts of violence against the innocent. But opposed to that false, that pseudo-interpretation, is the sentence passed upon the accused. So some look at this as, it could be the Nephilim, it could be the Anunnaki, it could be something else like that. This is what they try to insert there, right? But opposed to that view, because accordingly the Nephilim, the fallen angels, or the Anunnaki, compared to the fallen angel, or these ancient astronauts, fallen angels, astronauts, is the sentence passed upon the accused where it says, y'all shall die like men. This is an idea, right, in connection with angels that is foreign to the Hebraic thought. How do we know what the Hebraic thought is? By studying the Hebrew of HaTorah, right, and other documents, both biblical and so-called extra-biblical. Now, in support of the true reading, right, of the psalm is the close parallel. There's a close parallel to the scene that we have here that is found in Isaiah chapter 3, verse 14. Let's go here, Chabarim, to Isaiah chapter 3, right, verse 14. Because the proper interpretation of Scripture is comparing Scripture with Scripture, right, and the Hebrew key words. Here we have chapter 3, verse 14, where it says that Yahweh, Jehovah, will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof. For y'all have eaten up the vineyard, the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. Verse 15, just to add to this right here, it says, what mean y'all? It's speaking to more than one, that y'all, speaking of more than one, beat my people, me, to pieces, and grind the faces of the poor, saith Ha'adon, Yahuwah Tzebaot, saith the sovereign, he who be of hosts of armies. So the context of the psalm that we have right here, Psalm 82, right? Psalm 82, Elohim standeth in the congregation of El, of the Almighty. He judgeth among the Elohim. How long will you all judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked, of the ratchet? Throughout these Torah readings and feedings here where Moshe in Deuteronomy is giving his farewell address and sermon and warning and direction, instruction to a new generation of the Israelites, the children of the previous disobedient, wandering in the wilderness 40-year generation, there's an emphasis, right, on righteous judgment. Tzedek terdov, justice shalt thou pursue. There's also an emphasis against partiality to faces. A true judge is not to have facial recognition. That means it's not about the person, their status, their standing, but it's about the case. It's about the merits for or against the case. It says, defend the poor. That matches the language here in the prophet Yeshaya. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 14, Jehovah will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, right? The elders and the princes, even those princes who have the honor, right, of Shoftim, Shotarim, and therefore collectively of the Elohim, right? For y'all have eaten up the vineyard. They've eaten up the vineyard or the vineyard. The spoil of the poor is in their houses. They rob the poor. And Jah says to them through the prophet, what mean y'all? I mean, what mean y'all? Like, it's like, remember what we're saying, Willis, what's a different stroke? What you talking about, Willis? Like, what mean y'all? What you're talking about that you're beat, right? What does this mean that you're beating my people to pieces and you're grinding the faces of the poor? There's a lot much more that can be reasoned on there, because there's a bad, messed up psychology regarding poverty, regarding money, because of these times of the Gentiles. But then we get to recognize there was already a pre-existing condition of disobedience amongst the Israelites even before we came under these latter-day Gentiles. But here, verse 3 says, defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked, of the ratchet, of the wicked greedy. Verse 5, they know not. The people whom the judges and office of Yisrael have a duly appointed duty to fulfill, right? They don't know these things, but the judges, the officers, like when Yeshua said to the scribes and Pharisees that y'all have the keys of the kingdom, speaking about the Torah, the scripts, but y'all don't enter into it, y'all don't walk it out and live it out, and any one of the people who seeks to, you know what I mean, you prevent them from doing it. So they know not, neither will they understand. It's like when they said concerning, it was a John chapter, was that chapter 6? In chapter 6, look at verse 66, 666, an interesting verse. But in chapter 6, the Pharisees, the scribes and Pharisees, right, they say that the people that don't know the Torah are cursed. But check out the irony. They are the ones who are supposed to teach the people the Torah. Right? That's why Yeshua said, you all have the keys of the kingdom, but y'all don't enter in. But anybody who want to get in, y'all block him. Right? That's why it says they know not. This is a condemnation on the judges of Yisrael, not on so-called Anunnaki, Nephilim, foreign gods, or other people's gods, or some spooky thing somebody made up. No, this is the judgment upon those who are responsible for ministering Elohim, Yahuwah Eloheinu's judgment, that the other people that you're supposed to judge, the poor, the needy, you know, the innocent, they don't know. What you know is God's judgment as clearly as y'all know, because that was given to you to fulfill your duty. Neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. And then it brings us here to this verse, 82, verse 6. People say, I'm a God, we're all gods, because in the Bible, Psalm 82, verse 6, there's a context to it. And this, when people take these out of context and try to apply it, in ancient Yisrael, right, with the proper order, right, of Israel's kingdom standing, you will be in contempt of court, maybe even perjury, by bringing in these outside other people's Elohim, other people's gods, whatever, right? Verse 6 says, I have said, y'all are Elohim, speaking to these judges, right, the Shoftim and Shotrim, and all of you are children, right? All of y'all are children of Elyon. Now I'm bringing in the sense of Elyon because in the Hebrew it's Elyon. The verse here in question, right? The verse here in question, or we're really answering to these questions with the facts, the Hebrew science here. Here it says right here, Ani, Amarti, Ani, I myself, Amarti. Ani, Amarti, I have said, I myself have said, Elohim, Atem, Elohim, Elohim, Atem, Elohim, Atem. Atem is a pronoun to say y'all, you all, when speaking to a group of mandem, right? Like the Shoftim, the Shotrim, and the ancients, the Ziknei Yisrael, the ancients of Israel. Ani Amarti, Elohim, Atem. So here they're saying Elohim, you all of y'all are Elohim, speaking to the judges. Second part of the verse, Uvnei, Elyon, Kulkem. B'nai and sons of Elyon, and sons of the Most High, sons of the highest, Elyon, Kulkem, all of y'all. But now the all of y'all, Kulkem, ever said Kulken, it might be speaking like to a group of women. But here we know it's speaking to a group of men because it's Kulkem, right? Like Atem. If we're saying Aten, then it's speaking to a group of women. So here the Elohim Atem, this is what points to the sons of Yisrael who are the judges. The congregation of El like El Elyon in the Melchizedek scene in Bereshit in Genesis, El Elyon, right? Another attribute of Yahweh, of Yahweh. He who be is El Almighty Elyon. He is the Almighty, the highest, right? The all-powerful. The judges, Elohim. In Exodus chapter 21, verse 6, in the Torah, you find the connection between the judges, the Shoftim, and the Shotrim, the judges and officers, and the title collectively upon them of the Elohim. In Exodus chapter 21, verse 6, Exodus chapter 22, verse 7 and 8, and verse 27, 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 25, and the word in the Hebrew sense, right, and the science of the Hebrew, especially the Torah, the word Elohim occurs in a judicial function. So we know that the attribute with Yahweh is of the Creator, Elohim, the powers, even the nature of natures, the power of powers, as Elohim is plural, but the verb used, right, is always in the singularity of He. He be the natures. He be the powers. He who he be, right? The word is used in the Creator sense of Elohim, right, as well as in the judicial sense of Yahweh being Ha-Elohim, HAILE, the judge, the supreme judge. And therefore, Yisrael, his son, right, Yisrael's his son, and of the son Yisrael, there are the judges, right, of Yisrael that have that responsibility. So on the principle of Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 17, where it reads that the judgment is Elohim. The judgment is Elohim. The men who are called to be judges and officers, Shoftim v'Shotrim, they administer justice, and they are considered to be his agents. And as such, therefore, they have his name as well as his title. Right? They have his name, Yahweh, Yahweh, the Hashem, Baruchu, Baruch Hashem, as well as his title, Elohim, attached to them. Right? And as we go through all of the counts that are brought out in Psalm 82, how long will y'all judge unjustly and respect the persons of the wicked, of the ratchet? We can go directly to HaTorah, right, and see where when they are being appointed and charged, they're charged directly to not do that, not to, right, judge unjustly, not to respect faces, Literally in the Hebrew, the person is the faces of the wicked, right? The basic rule from Leviticus 19:15 is, thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, the face of the poor man, nor show favor to the person, the face of the mighty or the rich man. But in righteousness, b'tzedek, in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. So not only is this righteous judgment incumbent upon the shoftim of Yisrael, but upon all of Yisrael. The scales of justice must be held evenly, without bias in favor of the poor, from a feeling that the verdict against the richer party to the suit would not inconvenience him, and certainly without partiality to the man of wealth, the man of influence, the man of money or position, from a fear of the consequence to the judge, to the shofet, or as a result of bribery, So what we have in Psalm 82 is an arraignment and even an indictment. But here's where we like to make the connection here with the third aliyah, right, in the 50th Torah reading and feeding, in this Torah portion, Ki Tavo. When we go here to Deuteronomy, right, Deuteronomy chapter 26. Let's go to chapter 26, in Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 19. The English reads like this: and to make thee high above all nations that he hath made, in praise and in name and in honor. So this is speaking to call to Yisrael, all of Israel, right? But in particular to the sons of Yisrael that are called to be first in place and also in merit, right, in their duty, to make, right, thee high above all nations, that he, speaking of he who he be, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hashem, the Holy One, blessed be he, blessed be the name, hath made in praise and in name and in honor, and that thou mayest be an holy people to Yahweh Eloheka, to he who be thy Elohim, as he hath spoken. So we have here in verse 19 the third aliyah, right? The third reading begins at Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 16 to verse 19. Verse 16, Chabarim, to verse 19. So at the last part of the third reading for this 50th sabbatical study from Deuteronomy chapter 26, beginning with verse 16, it's this last verse here, verse 19. Verse 19. Let's go with verse 19. Ule titeka elyon. Ula titeka elyon. And to, it's interesting, the Hebrew is like, and to give you. Like, in a sense, to make you, but from natan, to give. Ule titeka, and to make you. Ula titeka elyon al kol hagoyim. And to make thee, speaking to Yisrael, collectively all as like one man. Remember what he said, that Yisrael is my son, right? And to make thee high above all nations. But in the Hebrew we have Elyon. This means that with Yisrael, right, being faithful to the terms and conditions of the covenant, Yahweh would make Yisrael Elyon. Israel itself would be Elyon, would be high, most high, al kol hagoyim. Ula titecha elyon al kol hagoyim. And to make thee, Yisrael, Elyon, most high, above. So the high above in the Hebrew, Elyon, most high, all, upon, call, all hagoyim, all of the other nations, nationalities, that he hath made. Asher asa, Asher, that which who? Asa, that which he has made. All right, so therefore, to make Yisrael most high, so Israel to the other nations in covenant keeping and obedience would be Elyon. Our king, the Israel king, would be also Elyon, most high. So when it says in this psalm here, Psalm 82, right, and all of you are sons or children of Elyon, of the Most High, Seeing the connection that he has made I and I for a reason. What's the reason right here? One say, well, what is the reason for Yisrael? Well, here, this verse in Deuteronomy chapter 26, right, verse 19, brings out the reason. Asher Asa, that he has made Litahila. Tehillah is the you hear that ililta, that's the actual kind of doing of the tehillah, but tehillah is praise, coming from that sound, that word sound of exaltation, of kind of a big up. Litahillah, in praise, ul Lishem, and right, that he has made in praise and in name, the Shem, ul Lishem, and of name, so that we are to be high above all other nations in proper covenant keeping, in praise, litahillah, ul Lishem, and in Shem, in the name, even in the Hashem, or tifaret, the tifera, as we have on the tree of life, the tifera, that's tifara there, right? That glory, ula tifaret, and that thou mayest be a holy people. Lehiotika, and for you to be a people kadesh, kadesh, or we can point it here as kadosh, a people kadosh, kadosh, a people kadosh, a people set apart, or a people holy, la Yahuwah, to Yahweh, la Yahuwah, to Jehovah Eloheka, the I Elohim, Ka'asher Diber, Ka'asher, like that which, Ka'asher Diber, as he hath Diber, as he hath spoken. So the key here, we say, well, what is the role of Yisrael? Well, here this verse brings it out as well. To make I and I, right, high above, or Elyon, above all nations that he have made. How? In what way will we be high above? In praise. Litahila, in praise, in Ises, in the soul music, soul people music. Whether we go from soul music, whether we go from Negro spiritual, whether we go to, blues or even reggae, in praise. Litahila, ul Lishem, and in name. Even the Hashem in the name, having a name, a people of name, which people have been called soul people. Why? Because of our tehillah, litahillah, ul Lishem, in name, ul tifaret, and in tiferet, in glory, right? That thou mayest be a set apart people. A set apart people. When they talk about Negro spiritual, there's only one spiritual form of music like that. It becomes its own thing, high above all other forms, right? Of, we could say, spiritual music. Even other nations feel it, right? Because that is the reality of this word right here. In praise and in name and in glory. Among the nations, by virtue of Yisrael's special. This will all be by virtue of Yisrael Yasharalah's special relationship with HAILE, with Ha, the Elohim. As he has spoken, Ka'asher Diber, as he has spoken. Before, right, before the giving of HaTorah. See, this is really, as he has spoken. Now one might think it's generally as he has spoken. But no, as we study the Hebrew science of HaTorah, the knowledge, the da'at of HaTorah, we can go to Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. Let's go there. Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. As he has spoken, Ka'asher Diber, as he has spoken where? Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. In Exodus chapter 19, verse 6, what does it read? It says, and ye and y'all, the atem, and you all, male, and you all, were atem tihiyu ali, Tihiyuli shall become for me. Mamleket, a kingdom. Kohanim, a kingdom of the priests. Vigoy, and a nation, and a goy, Vigoy Kadosh, and a holy nation, and a set apart nation. Eile, these, Eile ha-devarim, these debarim, these are the words. Eile ha-debarim, these are the words that thou, Asher, right, that thou, here is speaking like of Moses, right? Asher tidabir, speaking to Moses, tidavir. These are the words that thou shalt speak. Asher tidabir, that you shall speak. Il b'nei, to the sons of Yisrael. Il b'nei Yisrael. So here's where, when it says in Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 19, as he has spoken, Ka'asher Diber, where has he spoken this? Before, even before the giving of HaTorah to Yisrael on Har Sinai, in Exodus chapter 19, verse 6, once again, from the Hebrew, Wa'atem atihiyu aliyah mamleketa kohanim, v'goy kadosh, eile hadibarim asher tidaber il b'nei Yisrael, and y'all shall be to me a kingdom, a government of priests, a kingdom of priests, mamleket kohanim, and a holy nation, a set apart nation, goy kadosh. These are the words that thou shalt speak to the sons of Yisrael. These, eile hadebarim asher tadaber il b'nei Yisrael. These. Now, what is interesting, there's other verses here in this section that brings out even more of the context, but connecting this directly with as he has spoken, right? So from the beginning, from before the giving of HaTorah, until we get right here to the repetition, Deuteronomos, means the repetition, the Mishnah HaTorah. That, why is it a repetition? Because it's to a new generation of Yasharala, a new generation of Israel. So even right here, where it reads in verse 19 of chapter 26, verse 19, that Yisrael shall be Elyon, shall be high, shall be most high above Kol HaGoyim. Now notice the word Goyim, the Goyim, Israel is called Goy Kadosh, Goy. So Israel is a nation too. When we talk about nation, the word in the Hebrew for nation is Goy. The thing that separates us is we're not Goyim. We're not nation. We have to be one solitary, like as one man, one corporate body, right? Goy Kadosh, right? And here we have it come to the fulfillment in Moses' farewell address. So that connection with Psalm 82, verse 6, right? Verse 6 right here, where it reads right here from the Hebrew, Ani amarti, Elohim atem, uvnei elyon kulkem. I have said, ye are Elohim, atem, you are judges, right? Y'all are judges. I have said, the subject is emphatic. The I is HAILE, is the Elohim. Elohim Ha'av, even Elohim the Father, who entrusted y'all with this function, who entrusted Yisrael, the B'nai Yisrael, through the Brit, the terms and conditions of the covenant, with this function. The view that I said introduces the psalmist's comment. Some might say, well, it might be the psalm writer here saying. Well, that's improbable when you read the rest of the Torah and you put things together. Y'all are Elohim. Y'all are Elohim-like beings. These is for the men, the Shoftim, the judges and officers of Yisrael, even concerning the elders too, come into that category. The men who are invested with the divine prerogative. And they are also known as B'nai Elyon, sons of Elyon, even El Elyon, Kulekem, all of y'all. It was therefore incumbent upon them to conform to their Father's will, to their Father's will, to Elohim Ha'ab, the Elohim, HAILE's will, because they have been called and charged with that function of Elohim, and as Yisrael collectively, they are also sons of the Most High, and in correspondence to the other nations, they are also to be Most High above the other nations, but based on the merit, right? The merit. Not like that we would have that if we disobeyed Yahweh, right? We know what the punishment for that has been, even after these 400 years. But that we would be above all nations, or Elyon, Most High, above all nations that He made in this threefold way, right? Even the Trinity, right? That fingerprint of He who be, who He be. In praise, right? The praises, the Isis, the Tehillah, in name, in the Shem, and in glory, in the Tifaret, the Tafara, yes, I. And while we chant the chant right here, right, let's see if we can bring this up right here. Vehu Haya, Vehu Hove, yes, Betifara, Tafara. Bring that out for one more time. Yes. Bringing out the Targum interpretation. V'hu haya, v'hu oveh, v'hu yeh, v'tifera. V'hu, and he, right? Haya, v'hu haya, he who was. V'hu hoeh, right? He who be. Yahweh, he who be. Who Yihyeh, Yahweh, Yihyeh, he who will become, will be, Betifera, in Tafara, Tifera, in glory. As we have access to the tree, right? Even that tree of life, Kabbalistically speaking, the Eitah Chayi. And here, this name, this title, even known among the Israelites of Ethiopia, in this word of prayer, invocation, Sema, hear this. Sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat Strong.
Tribulation, and to the Most High we have to run.
Selassie is my light and my salvation. So no evil I shall fear with the king beside me. Element, set it, boom! I set glory to the Most High, Jah, for everything you're doing. Praise the Most High, I'm on Zion, yes, this is where I'm going. Praise it to the Most High, Jah, for each and every blessing. Praise it to the Most High, I give glory to the prophet, to the priest, and the king. And this is why man are chanting wherever you're planted. Feel like when creation the bingy man standing. Hey, Babylonians them up for your backstand. This man a rebel feel like nothing in a just see me ramping. Enough time to Lucifer done try to tempt me. Enough time me could have buy the Benz or the Bentley. I love you thing, me never answer to what you done said me. Cause only I am when enter can help me. Glory to the Most High, for everything you're doing. Praise the Most High, I'm on Zion, yes, this is where I'm going. Praise to the Most High, for each and every morning. Praise to the Most High, I give glory to the prophet, the priest, and the king. Now you bring the order. 12 times Bubba Shanti come on and gather. Together we can all make it by the blessings of the Most High. And this is what man a pray for, cause life is a treasure. If Babylon backward belong to Caesar. Sure when me come from me cause dash with my Caesar. They don't have no precept, no for them moving to Pisa. Give them more artists can't even speak more than a speaker. Them just ask the last and start one speak more up like Caesar. What kind of attitude is that? I am the universe. Glory to the Most High, Jah, for everything you're doing. Glory to the Most High, I'm on Zion, yes, this is where I'm dwelling. Glory to the Most High, Jah, for each and every morning. Glory to the Most High, I give glory to the prophet, the priest, and the king. And this is why man a chanting wherever you're planted. Feel like when creation, the bring him and standing. Hey, Babylon and them up for your stand it. Man a rebel feel like not a new, not just to be dancing. Enough time to Lucifer just try to tempt me. Enough time me could have buy the Benz or the Bentley. I love you thing, me never answer to what you done said me. Cause only I am on end that can help me. Glory to the Most High, Jah, for everything you're doing. Glory to the Most High, I'm on Zion, yes, this is where I'm going. Glory to the Most High, for each and every morning. Glory to the Most High, I give glory to the prophet, the priest, and the king. Glory to the Most High. Glory to the Most High. Glory to the Most High.
Yes. El Elyon, Baruch, Todah. El No Say. Another one of the divine, we say, titles, attributional names, titles of Yahweh. He who be, who he be. In Psalm 99, verse 8, El No Say. Use the I answer them, O Yahweh Eloheinu. The I, word to them. El No Say, the Almighty No Say, the lifter. Literally, it's the almighty power that lifts. You know, as sin, as chet and hatiyat and guiltiness can be like a heavy, even psychological burden. It's El No Say. He nasa, he lifts it. Right here, we have Psalm 99 and 8. Right here. The I, word to them, to I and I. El No Say. And then we also have Most High God, or Almighty Most High, El Elyon. And here we have El No Say. Though you took vengeance, what? Took vengeance on their deeds, on the misdeeds. So here we have today's daily psalm. Today's daily psalm according to the royal order. Just wanted to bring out in the third aliyah for this 50th sabbatical study, Shabbat Strong, where Yisrael, where he says, how'd that go in Deuteronomy right there? Let's just go to that just once again right here. what was it, Deuteronomy? It was Deuteronomy 26. Yes, 26, last verse 19. Right here. Let's go over this once again. That was previously recorded right there. But the point is that Yahweh is Elyon. Yes, and because he is Elyon, he says that Yisrael is to be Elyon. Right? Elyon. What is Elyon? Right? So here we have Elyon, the Most High. Right? So let me bring this out right here, the Hebrew first, right here. I know I touched on this already, but let's go over this once again before we ride up today's daily psalm. It says, Ule titain, U and le titain, U le titain, slicha, U le titaka. I said Ule titain, actually like, and has given to us, in a sense, and has given to us. Here it says, Ule titaka. Uletiteka, right, and has given to the I. So here in the Hebrew, speaking to all Yisrael. Obviously, the V in the KJV, the V is usually like the I, whether a male singular, usually, but also can be V, can be speaking like to she, like you speaking to females in the singularity, in a singular sense. But here, speaking to call Yisrael, all of Israel in that corporate, right, that ancient corporate sense of being one man. So it's like speaking to all Israel as one man, like in the Shema, Yisrael, and therefore each of us also to receive it as one man, one corporate body personally. So that's what we call the ani va'ani, in the Hebrew, or the I and I effect, the ani wa'ani effect right there. But here directly in the Hebrew says, or le titeka, and has given the I, like has given the I, or le titeka elyon, has given the I elyon, like has given, like the I, has like made the I, has given to the I. And here's where we see the KJV, it's a little bit, when it says make right there, let's see, what's the other word? It wasn't make there. Okay, you see what it says, okay, and to make thee high above all nations. It says which, but we like to read it as that, which, right? That he hath made, right? Make is like the doing of it, and made is like the past tense here. But notice this here, it's the H5414. Right, that's the Natan, not Nathan. Nathan, if you coming from the English, Gentile, Nathan, but really Natan, in the Hebrew, Natan. Right, Natan is to give, to put, to set. So the sense of the Natan in U and le titeka, and has given the I, or given the I, like given to the I, or given the I as, to give, to bestow, to grant, to permit, to ascribe, to employ. The senses of give in the Hebrew, Natan, is often brought out even in translation. Like you see here, they said, and make the I. But it's not the asa. It's not the asa make, the make to do. It's actually has given the I. So what I'm trying to say right here, seeking to say right here, the English says to make thee high above all nations. Let me see if any of the other versions brought it out any much more better. Then he will elevate you. Yeah, but no, it's not Allah. That'd be sense of like lifting the eye up, but has given the eye as Elyon, has given Yisrael, right, as one corporate, as one man, as one body, one man, like Elyon, high, most high, has given the eye to be most high above all the nations he has made. Asa, Asher, Asa. Right, and you receive praise, right, fame, honor. This translation here, you will be a people holy, set apart to Yahweh Eloheka, as he have said. Here, the NHEB says, and to make you high above. So that sense there, it kind of blurs, right, the real Hebrew of it. Right, the Elyon, because often we say Most High, the Most High God, the Most High God, based on, especially the King James Version and, Christianity and the preaching and, the reading in our belief and admittance. Yes, of course. But then the other parts get a little covered over, get lost in translation, right? So to make you Elyon, to make you or to give you, right, in the sense of you are given as Elyon above all the Goyim that he has made. Let me look at this word for praise right here, right? Praise, made for praise and for fame. So there's a couple of things right here just to zoom in on from this verse here, from the third Aliyah, the third reading, the Shalishi Aliyah. In Deuteronomy 26 and 19, right? To make okay, we went through that. Let's go to the Hebrew, just a full verse. I was just zooming in on these first two words right here, right? These first two words right here. U-le-titeka, U-le-titeka, U-le-titeka Elyon. To give the eye Elyon, to give the eye to be Elyon, Elyon, all over and above, all over and above, call all ha-goyim, above all the goyim. Yes, Yisrael, goy kadosh is a nation kadosh, set apart, right? So it's a goy, singular. Here, Yisrael, that nation, singular. Ule titeka Elyon, all is given as Elyon, most high, all above, call ha-goyim. So the nation is most high. Because you said some people that say, no, the most high is most high. I get the sentiment, but have you read? Have you studied to show yourself approved? Ule titeka Elyon, all call ha-goyim asher asa, that you have asa, made. U l'shem, right? U and l'shem, of the name, of a name, like for a name, for a name, for renown, for a name. Let's see something right here. Le tehila. Let me read this here, because sometimes just looking at which okay, yeah. Okay, that's the difference right there. I'm gonna go to this one right here. Actually, let me go down to the Tanakh. Because sometimes we compare some different, scrolls that they have right here. This is the more reliable down here at the bottom of the Tanakh right here. So once again, from right to left, U'ale titeka Elyon, all call ha-goyim, asher asa, litahila. So there, that was the HGPD. Sometimes they kind of bring in it's into Hebrew, but it's looking at the Septuagint, So Septuagint is, some say it's an older version, so forth and so on, but there's some strong question about the Septuagint. Sometimes they might have some things right. That's why we have to study to show ourselves approved. But here it says, Le tehila, for praise of a praise, has made, Asher Asa, has made, all the nations the eye has made, has given us as Elyon, right? Le tehila, right? Le tehila. So the tehila is the praise. See if we can do it right here. Le tehila, here's a tehila, right? In the literal sense, the act of general or public praise. One way of the tehila is the ililta, or the hallelu, to exalt, to praise, right? That exaltation, that praise, laudation, getting to the root of halal. Halal is the root of tehila, right? Tehila, to shine, right? It means to shine, to flash forth, like light, the sense of the word. Halal, like hallelujah, all of y'all, hallelujah, y'all, to Yah, to praise, to boast, to be boastful. So this is the real essence, the real root sense of the halal and hallelujah, and thus in the tehillah, which is generally called praise, right? Le tehillah, ul l'shem, and for a shem, the shem is the name, shem, right? Reputation or fame or glory, like one's rep is one's name, one's shem, right? And we say Hashem, right? Not to be confused by the name of a one in the bad translation that they call Hashem. You'll find that in the KJV. Some funny guys, it was like, oh yeah, Oh, people say Hashem. Look at that. That's this man's name. No, that's actually a mistranslation that was translated back into the English. But that's another matter right there. Ha is a definite article, and Shem is a name. Hashem is found in the Hebrew text as well concerning the name, referring to Yahweh, Hashem, HaKadosh, the Holy One, Baruch Hu, blessed be He, Baruch, blessed, prospered, empowered to prosper, Baruch, right, Hashem is the name. So the name as designation of Elohei Yisrael, the Elohim of Yisrael, also name, just to show how this is brought out sometime in translation based on the spirit of the word, like a memorial or a monument. As it says right here, through the idea of definite and conspicuous, right? Conspicuous, there we go. Conspicuous position, like in a conspicuous position, because you got a name, got that name, right? Position, right? There's that sense of what name means in that sense, or reputation. But here's the other one, U'ale tif aret. U and le of for tifaret. What's a tifaret? Tifara. Right? The tifara on the tree of life, the eighth, the chayim, and in Hebrew, this connects with the Afro-Semitic, Amharic as well in the Tafari name. Right? The tifara, tiferet. Right? The two forms here, tifara and tiferet. Tifara, which is brought out as beauty, splendor, glory, beauty, sometimes applied to the finery of garments. When we find this word first kind of used in the Hebrew scriptures, it's concerning the garments of Aharon Ubanayo. Aharon, Aaron, Ubanav, and his sons. Aaron and his sons, the garments, the priestly garments for Tifara and the Kavod, for glory and honor. So we have glory right here. Glory, the second entry of rank. Tifara, Tiferet, right? Renown. This is an attribute of Eloheinu, of Ha-Elohim, of Yahweh Eloheinu. Honor, also Tifara, has a sense of honor. Notice what it says, or nation Yisrael. So you see the Hebrew Tifara, Tiferet, that link with honor, and that link with the nation of Yisrael in this particular verse, saying that Yisrael is to be Elyon, high above, or most high, directly, literally, Elyon, most high. Glorying and boasting of the individual can be Tifara, Tiferet. So there. You also see there's an entry here in the translation where Tifara, right, Tiferet, is brought out in translation as Majesty, the Tafari, Hebrew Tafari name, right? And then it goes right here. Where are we right here? U'ale Tifaret, or Tifaret right there, U'ale Tifaret, where Lihiotica, U'ale Hiotica to higher to be, right? Hiotica, and for the I male, speaking of all Israel as one man. U'ale Hiotica, to become the I as one man, speaking to one man, Israel, Am. So we have the word Am. What is Am? As in Amo, his people, Ha'am, the people, Amo, Yisrael, the nation, the people, right? People, Kadosh, Am, Kadosh, a people that are Kadosh, Kadosh. Now it's interesting because in Exodus chapter 19, verse 6, there we have Goy, Kadosh, right? To be a kingdom of the Kohanim and Goy and a nation, Kadosh. Here in Deuteronomy 26 and 19 is to be Kadosh, right? A people, right? Kadosh, La Yahweh, of he who be Eloheka, Ka'asher, as that which, Ka'asher, like Asher, that which, Ka'asher, right? Diber, as he has spoken. There was another, the word, the Elyon word. Once again, to the top, it's the H5945. we have Elyon. There's Elyon. Now let's look at Elyon. So when it says that you be high above, the high above is a poor translation. It's not saying high above. To say high above, there's other ways in Hebrew to bring that out. But the Elyon, we can see very clearly right here, Elyon, right? Elyon, high or the upper, when used as an adjective, right? But if we look at it, there's really no adjectival sense. He says to make you, right, or to give you, to bestow you Elyon, to bestow you most high. Elyon, all call ha-goyim, above all goyim, nations, nationalities, asher asa, that which he has made, right? That which he has made. So the Elyon, right there, right? You can see now it brings up the sense more better, right? The A, for example, the Davidic king. The Davidic king. In the scriptures, the Davidic king is Elyon, right? The Davidic king is Elyon, is high above, or the Davidic king is most high, Elyon. Highest, most high, Yisrael, is also Elyon. So we have Yahweh Eloheinu, right? Jehovah Elohim, he is the Elyon, right? And therefore, he has given, right, Yisrael, right, to be Elyon, right? And then he has given the king of Yisrael, particularly the Davidic, right, the Davidic monarch, as we have here, right, within the notes, Davidic monarch exalted above monarchs. Because Yisrael is Elyon to the other nations, then Yisrael's proper Davidic monarch is most high, Elyon, right? And of course, we know that this is all given by Yahweh, right? Eloheinu, who is El Elyon, who is the Almighty Most High, right? The Almighty Most High, the Supreme, right there. So the Elyon, in particular in this verse, and the Tifaret, are particularly interesting studies right there to go into a little bit more right there. Once again, the Tafara, right? Tifaret, Tafari, right, is an attribute, Tafara, of Eloheinu, of Ayinai Elohim, of Yahweh Eloheinu. So right here, Chabarim, right? Attribute of God. Let's see, let's do this right here. Attribute of God, right there. Yeah, there we go. Attribute. So right here, today's daily psalm. Today's daily psalm, we have Psalm, I want to share this tune by Obadiah ben Yehuda, right, on Most High, you know? Yeah, Most High. Some strong but true language right here. Most High. Elyon.
Yo, what the bumper clock, float like a butterfly, sting like a whooping from the granny on your mother's side. First you get colonized, then you get colonized. Victors write a book, another story that gets publicized. They call it history, but somewhere in the public eyes, there's still injustices, unjustly being justified. And God we trust is just a wolf wearing a pup's disguise. There's only one man, how the faith keep getting customized. Buffalo, soldier in my bungalow, trying to keep it cordial, but I'm snapping like a bungee though. Don't you pull no funny shit, I ain't talking plungers, bro. All my weapons primitive, but I still know some gunners though. One for the Most High, two for the money, really three, but I'ma get it if my sons are hungry. You ain't body, feel your knuckles bloody. Oh, mistakes, I done made more than a couple buddies. One for the Most High, two for Selassie, really three if you go by what people prophesy. I used to talk that stick talk like them hockey guys. Now if I let that stick talk, it'll prophesy. One for the Most High, two for the money, really three, but I'ma get it if my sons are hungry. You ain't body, feel your knuckles bloody. Only stakes I done made more than a couple buddies. What the rumble clock? Yahweh is my juggernaut. If they ain't in your bracket, all they wanna do is bubble watch. Trying to stay faithful in this jungle, so I juggle not. But if your wifey loves to argue, maybe loose those cinder blocks. Try on some new kicks and walk it out with equal yokes. Or maybe you should get your life before reciting Jesus quotes. Don't you feed into your feelings too much, cause they're seasonal. Clearing up my debts with all accounts that are receivable. If you could follow that, then holler back or not at all. Mexico is Jericho, I'm tearing down those city walls. Let the pity fall like them orange leaves. Welcome to my life, starring Jah, co-starring me. One for the most high, two for the money. Really three, but I'ma get it if my sons are hungry. You ain't body, feel your knuckles bloody. Only stakes I done made more than a couple buddies. One for the most high, two for Selassie. Really three if you go by what people prophesy. I used to start that stick talk like them hockey guys. Now if I let that stick talk, it'll prophesy. One for the most high, two for the money. Really three, but I'ma get it if my sons are hungry. You ain't body, feel your knuckles bloody. Only stakes I done made more than a couple buddies.
That's the only part of Africa that wasn't. And so that's like you was talking about, it's just a pride to be from that part of Africa. There's a big pride, and even Jamaicans and Rastafarians, if that's the way you say it, Rastafari, they identify with the culture of Ethiopia and Eritrea, just based on the fact that it was never colonized. But that's a whole nother convo that, you know, they got experts that we got to be real careful about, because they'll check us on our facts. But nah, you know,
I just want to go out of the house, nigga, Jasper. What? Jasper, don't you want freedom? We going to Promised Land. The Promised Land.
What? Promised Land? What? Cleveland?
No, Jasper.
Baltimore?
No, Jasper, the Promised Land.
What? Oh, the Promised Land. Minnesota?
There's a lot of work. What up? There's a lot of work to be done. Oh gosh, in the Promised Land. There's a lot of work to be done. Oh gosh, in the Promised Land. In the Promised Land.
So here, today's daily psalm. We have Psalm 61. Today's daily psalm, Psalm 61, as a theme of a prayer, a tefillah in exile. Once again, right here in the season, some of the psalms seem to have a theme of like the exile, I and I, speaking to I and I, even in exile, a prayer in exile. Also themed prayer and thanksgiving of an expelled king on his way back to the throne. Interesting. You know, here in the Sefer Tehillim, we have this right here in the Sefer Tehillim. It's more Samek Aleph or Samek Aleph. Hebrew alphanumerics here, Samek, Hebrew letter numerical value of 60, and Aleph, the first letter of the Hebrew Aleph Beit. Hebrew alphabet means more Samek Aleph, means more Samek Aleph. If you bring it out, the tone and the glide of the of the vocalization, Samek Aleph, Samek Aleph, a prayer to Tefillah in exile. So what do we have right here? We have a prayer in exile, also Tefillah, and a Todah, a prayer and a Todah, a thanksgiving of an expelled king on his way back or his way forward to the throne. So right here, today's daily psalm here, the Davidic Miktam. We have Miktams of Dawid, instructional of David. The Miktamim are the instructional. Some psalms are themed that right here. They are now ended, and there follows a short Davidic psalm. There in the Hebrew we have all Naginat. In the earlier psalm we have be a Niginot, Binginot, right, on the Nagina. Sound like Bingi, be a Niginot, the Nagina, right? What is the Nagina? Right here, going to touch on it. Does this expression mean with the accompaniment of stringed instruments? Today's daily psalm, La Menat Seyah, to the presenter, the chief musician, the musical director, the leader, La Menat Seyah, Al Neginat Ledawit, on the stringed instruments, not strictly. Interesting here, some of the notes as they go into it, not strictly, for this is expressed by the inscription, B Neginot. So what you see right there is the B Neginot in the Hebrew next to the inscription, B a Neginot. Psalm 4:1, also in Yeshayahu, Isaiah the prophet, chapter 30, verse 29, chapter 30, verse 32. But the formula may signify upon the music of string instruments. Like we say the harps, even with the drums, the harps, upon string instruments. So here goes into a little bit of that right there. But here, first things first, like to share a Rhema tune right here. Hail up to Sister Rashida. She has a tune called Psalm 61. So after this, we're going to ride up, go to the verse by verse. It's a short Davidic psalm. To look at what is Talawa. It's a petition to Elohim, to the Creator, to the Judge, Yahweh Eloheinu, for restoration. Is offered by a person away from his home. So the KND brings out some similarities as a prayer, but then say it's a prayer and a thanksgiving of an expelled king on his way forward. So the king being in exile here. David's situation, it gives point to the Mizmor, to the psalm, the chant, and helps to explain it. It is best assigned, today's daily psalm, Psalm 61, is often assigned to the period of David's life, known as the Absalom or Absalom's revolt. But right here, bring forth this tune right here, Sister Rashida. All right, Sister Rashida, right here with Psalm 61. Sister Rashida, Psalm 61.
My
Yes, Sister Rashida. Hail up. Ross John, Falkowski, yes, I. The author of Rastafari over Illuminati, also Ethiopia, the New Israel as well, Brother making some travels and tried, bless up to the family. I think he's in the UK, just touch base with I just to kind of heal him up. You know what I mean? We make a few hail up to some co-laborers and that brother's book. Definitely get a copy. Rastafari over the Illuminati. Rastafari over Most High, above Elyon, over the Illuminati, and Ethiopia, the New Israel. Very, very good, works, points of reference, and hail up to all the producers of content, of the new name, the precious name, new name Rastafari in spirit and in truth. Yes, I, Ras John Falkowski and family. Shalom, ach. Yes, I, salam ta, Wendame. Yes, I. So here, picking up right here. Here, we have today's daily psalm. Once again, let's bring this up right here for study purposes. Right here, let's bring this out. So today's daily psalm, just gave a brief overview. Let's do this here. Give me one moment, brothers and sisters. All right, it's being seen. Seen, sight. So what do we have here? We have Mizmor Samek Aleph. Samek, Hebrew letter Samek, numerical value 60. Aleph, numerical value 1, 60 and 1, Psalm 61. We have a prayer in exile. Right. Once again, a petition to Elohim. And here in this psalm, we have, we touched on it before. We can touch on it again. Different usage, whether of the name, the Hashem, or particular attributes. Was touching on Elyon, just briefly right there in its connection with the Elohim term, right? Both in its use, right, as a title, the attribute of Yahweh, he who be, as the power, as the powers. Right, we say in a sense like the nature of natures, the power of powers, and the singularity of he who be, right? And also in this application in Psalm 82, verse 6, and throughout the psalm to the Shoftim and the Shotarim, the judges and officers, the judges and rulers, and carrying out, their high calling. But here, we have Elohim. Right? Elohim is one of the prominent names or attributes, not really a name in that sense, but like attribute, a title, right? And that's the title of Yahweh as creator and judge based on studying the text. So here we have today's daily psalm, verses 1 to 3. In verses 1 to 3, what do we have? We have an appeal for help, right here. Verses 1 to 3. In verses 4 to 5, we have confidence, right? Confidence in Elohim, in the creator, in the judge, right? The blameless creator and the judge, right? The judge of judges. In verses 6, right, to 7, we have the hopes, the expectation for the king's future, for HaMelech, right, the Melech, the Negus, even Negus and the guest, future. Then in verse 8, we have his gratitude, the king's gratitude to Elohim, to the creator, even the blameless creator, and to the judge of judges. So here, Mizmor Samek Aleph, La Menatzeyah, Al Neginat Le Dawid, Shim'ah Elohim Rinati, Hak Sheba Tefilati. Here. Let me show the Hebrew right here. Okay, here we go. Let's see right here. Okay, my bad. I was on verse 5. I said that didn't read like it should read there. Here we go right here. The HB, going to the HB at the top. La Menatzeyah, Ala Niginat Le Dawid. Superscription right there to chief musician, to the musical leader, the presenter, all, up on, upon, all, niginat, on string music, right? All niginat lidawid, of David. So in the KJV, you'll see down here in the KJV, you see the word a psalm italicized, right? What we have in the Hebrew is la menatzeyach to the menatzeyach, right? Coming from the Hebrew root word natzach. The root or the shoresh, the root is natzach, to be excellent, to be bright, preeminent, be perpetual. You see the sense of be overseer, the chief musician, the musical leader, the director, the overseer, right? To act as an overseer or a superintendent or a director or chief, la menatzeyach, in particular with the Levitical and the priestly duties coming from the natzach sense to glitter or to be eminent, right? To be eminent, preeminent as a superintendent. So one of the best translations to English is probably pre-center, not just presenter, but pre-center, right? The chief musician, right? Especially of the temple, the Heikal, Avodot, the services, and its music, right? And you can see further down here it says to be permanent. And then you see it's translated from this root word, right? It's translated as excel, or the chief musician, the singer, menatzeyach, the overseer, right? Set forward, the one set forward. In the Hebrew, Chazon Yochanan, or the revelation, the vision of John, is used as the overcomer, menatzeyach. But here, to the chief musician, la menatzeyach, all is up on. Now you see here, those seeing the screen right there, the KJV, where it says upon nagina is a nagina, right? Nagina and naginat, right? Whether it's used like just by itself or if it has like a constructive sense. Naginat lidawid. The sense of it is like the string music of David, right? The string music. They insert the word psalm there to try to bring out a kind of a sense. It's music, string music. Some put the context as a taunting, or even it can be like a mocking song, right? Some niginas, like a nigina, particular type of music, instrument, poem, also an epigram. Then we have it elsewhere as niginot, as we have in Psalm 3. Be a niginot, binginot, be niginot, from the nagan. So let's get to the roots. Go to the roots, right? The nagan. What is the nagan? Nagan, the H5059 is the verb. This is the verb, nagan. To play, to strike strings, to play a string instrument. A player is a nagan. Nagan is like a player, right? Nagan, to play. Like to play like a player, a minstrel, nagan, right? To thrum. What's interesting is that when we say be niginot or together binginot, it sounds like bingi, the notes of the bingi, bingi note, be a niginot, right? But it's translated as string music, right? Or sometimes we would say euphemistically the drums is the harps, right? But notice the root idea is to play, to strike with the fingers, nagan, to beat, right? To beat, to strike with the fingers, whether it is a drum or whether it is a string instrument, you still use your fingers to beat or to strike, right? To thrum, that is to beat a tune with the fingers. So even back in the days in school, right, beating on top of the desk. Yeah, you know, be niginot, especially to play on a string instrument. So in the context of the language, it just means from the root idea is to beat and to use the fingers, tune with the fingers, right? Usually it's a string music, but it can also be, as I do, be niginot, binginot on the harps. Be that as it may, right there, the nigina, right, of David, of Dawid, David beloved, right? David, the root sense of David loving, right? David from Dod, Dode mean beloved, love, a loved one. Also in the Hebrew, dode, right? Dodi, right, is like uncle, right, on the sense of love, right, from the sense of boiling and love. It's an interesting root right there. But David, the loving, right? Hear my cry, O Elohim, O judge. Hear my cry, O creator, O judge. Attend to my prayer. Shema'ah, Elohim rinati. Shema'ah, Shema'ah. Hear, Shema, right? Shema'ah, right? There's a hey at the end. Shema'ah, right? Where do we have this? Right here, here, here. Here we go, right here at the top, right there. Let's bring it down so you can see this right here. Shema'ah. Let's bring it at the top. Shema'ah, hear, Elohim. Shema'ah, Elohim rinati. Hear my rina. What is a rina? Rina. Right? Hear my vibration, my ringing cry, my entreaty, my supplication, my proclamation, my joy. Rina. Come from like having a creaking or a shrill sound. Right? That is to shout. Right? To shout usually of joy, but in some cases it can be of grief. From the root sense, ranan. Ranan, verb means like overcome, be overcome, but it's like a cry out, a shout for joy. Give a ringing and a shrill cry, call out, ringing cry and joy. It can be an exaltation, or in some contexts, it can mean distress. Also, the ranan is to cry aloud, like in summons. Hokmah, right? Wisdom, right? Wisdom, right? The Hebrew Sophia in the Mishle Shlomo, in the Mashal, the parables, Proverbs of Solomon, she gives her exhortation. It's her like ranan, right? Her summons. She gives a ringing cry, right? So here, the sense of when it says cry, it's not the boo-hoo-hoo cry. This is what we want to bring out, right? To emit a stridulous sound, right? A strong, stridulous sound. The sense of it is like to shout. You see what it says? Usually, the majority of cases are ranan, right? Ranan is the verb, and the rina is like the noun, right? Ranan. So here, once again, Shema'ah, Elohim rinati. Hear my rina, right? Hear my rina, my cry. In Psalm 17, right? Psalm 17 and 1, right? Psalm 17 and 1. Take note, Talmudim, Chabarim. Take note, 17 and 1. Let's just go there right here. 17 and 1. A prayer of David, Mizmor Yod Zain, Tefillah LeDavid, Shema'ah, Yahweh, Tzedek Haksheba, Rinati. It's somewhat similar to what we have right here. Shema'ah Elohim Rinati Haksheba Tefillati. But in Psalm 17, we have Shema'ah, Yahweh, Tzedek Haksheba, Rinati. Hear the right, or hear, O Yahweh, the right, or that which is just. Tzedek. Shema'ah, Yahweh, Tzedek, Haksheba. Attentively, give ear, attentively, like prick the ear. Haksheba, Rinati, give ear, right? Give ear, right? Attend to my rina. What is the rina? The Hebrew signifies, the rina, it signifies a shrill or a piercing sound. Why are we just focusing on this word? Because it's not the cry like boo-hoo-hoo cry, but the rina, right? The rina is a shrill or piercing sound wrung from the heart. It can be expressive either of joy or suffering, of joy or pain. You know, those strong singers, you know, that strong voice, whether they sing in a joy or up song or even a sad song, it has a force, right? There's a certain force to it. Shema'ah Elohim Rinati, Haksheba Tefillati. Even has this rhyme in there. Shema'ah Elohim Rinati, Haksheba Tefillati. So what do we have right here? Haksheba. right? Hak Shaba, right? Hak Shaba, a 10, right? Kashab, Hak Shaba, Hak Shaba from the root Kashab. Kashab as the root means to hear, to be attentive, to heed, to incline the ear, to attend. As a sense like not just hear, but really pay attention, right? Prick up the ears and hearken. So we have this opening verse right here. Let's go to the bait, right? The bait verse right here, the second verse right here, according to the royal order. Second verse right here. Mikasei haret leika ekra bat ofa libia bitsora yarum mimeni tanheini. What do we have here? From the end of the earth will I cry. So we have another cry. Take note, right? Will I cry, KJV says, will I cry to thee, to the eye? When my heart is overwhelmed, lead I to the rock that is higher than I. Lead I to the rock higher than I. That right there is not really there. Mikasei haaretz from the gates. Ketza, the ends, right? The ketza is like the end, the extremity, right? The extremity, right? The end, the extremity from the furthest part, one can say, of the land or of the earth, from the ends of the earth. Me from Ketzei. Mi Ketzei haaretz aleika ekra. Aleika to the I male, aleika ekra. Now, what's the ekra here? Ekra is from kara. Now, notice the other call. What was the other cry? What's the word cry? The other cry we had in the first verse was rinati, right? And it's like a shout, a kind of a shout, a singing, a shrill, right? Whether in joy or in suffering, right? Here we have the call is ekra. Ekra, I will call. Ekra, I will call. Kara, he called. He had called. Kara. But it's the root, the shorei, so when you look it up, is to call out, to recite, to read. Also is the kara, right? The kare, right? We say the cry out in that sense, right? Calling out, proclaiming, right? To call, right? To cry, not the boo-hoo cry, but to utter a loud sound. But the context of this here in the psalm is more the second entries. To call to, I will call to the eye. Mi Ketzei haaretz, from the edge of the land, right? Aleika, to the eye male, ekra. I will call even upon the eye by the Hashem. I will call upon the eye even by name. I will proclaim. Also, kara can mean to read aloud. Also can mean to read to oneself. The kara can be to summons, to invite, to call, right? But the sixth entry brings it out to call, to name, to give name to, or to call by name, right? Ekra, ba'atof libi, ba'atof libi, my heart, right? My lev, my inner man, inner mind, the heart, right? The heart has this kind of context, the seat of the appetites, the seat of the emotions, one's heart, one seat of courage, the inner man, the heart is what it says, also used in a figurative sense, the lave, right? Lave, very widely for the feelings, the will, right? Even the intellect. But in the Hebrew, the context is like the center of anything, right? From my center, when my center fainteth, when my center, the center of my being, the inner man of me is overwhelmed. Ba'atof libi. Atof come from the ataf. Ataf means to turn aside, right? To turn aside, right? To turn in order to cover. Notice what it has a sense of to envelop oneself. when my heart's being enveloped, like my heart is folded over, my center is folded over, it's overwhelmed, I'm like turned over, enveloped, right, covered over. But it's often brought out, right, in translation to be feeble, right, to be faint, to grow weak, to faint, to show feebleness, my heart, my courage. The sense of ataf in ba'etofalibi, right, is like shrouded, it's closed, right? The idea of like disillumined, languish, failing. So what do we have right here? First part first, me Kitse, me from Kitse, right, from the Kitse, from the end, extremity, right? Me Kitse ha aretz, from the extremity, the end of the earth. The psalmist does not mean that literally he finds himself, in a remote, so much spot far from home. However, Jerusalem, remember this is the exile psalm and the connection with David, right, in the time of Absalom, right? Jerusalem is a dwelling place of Eloheinu. And it is for him, right, in his consciousness, right, it is for him the center, right, of the earth, right? And I'm far from that center. I'm like out of bounds. He measures his distance from it, right? That center that Jerusalem and Zion and Zion stands for, not by miles, but by the intensity of his yearning to be there in the place, the makom, the spot where the visible pledges, right? The visible pledges or tokens of Yahweh Eloheinu's presence, his face, his perception, were to be found, such as the Aaron, right, Ha-Barit, the Ark of the Covenant, for example, right here. But then there's more. He says, lead me to the rock higher than I, right? Bitsor, Yarum, Mimeni, Tanacheni. Bitsor Yarum, Mimeni, Tanacheni, right? Lead me, Tanacheni, Nacha Ani, the I male, Tanach Ani, Tanacheni, right? Nachami, lead me, guide me where? Bitsor, in the rock or to the rock by way of the Sor, right? Zor, some would say, but Sor is like a rock, a cliff, right? This rock. And it's interesting, as we can see, right? It's also a proper, like as a noun, it's used, this figure, Hebraic figure of speech for Yahweh. We find that he's my rock, right? My rock, right? This is the idea right here, a sharp, compressed rock, boulder. I call this the Hebrew sense of the verbal hieroglyph. As a rock is a strong, a firm place among the created, right? Firmer than almost anything else, rock, ancient stone, created by the Almighty. He is that rock, as well as being on that rock. Bitsor Yarum. Yarum, what is Yarum? Bitsor Yarum. Yarum, right? That is room. Room is that is risen above, that's exalted, that is high, right? From room, right? Lifted up, right? But it's like lifted up highly, right? To be high actively, to raise, to rise, high. That rock, the rock in the rock that is high, Bitsor Yarum, Mimeni, me from me ani, from me, Mimeni, from me, or like more than me, from me, Tanacheni. A rock that is too high for me. A more better Hebrew sense of this would be brought out as a rock that is too high for me. Bitsor Yarum Mimeni Tanacheni, lead me. A place of refuge that's inaccessible to him. He's asking to be led to a place of refuge, of security that he can't even reach. He can't even reach if he has to depend on his own effort, right? And only to be reached with Eloheinu's guidance, right? His protection, his guidance, his assistance, his assistance, right? His aid, his guidance, and his help. So right here, this verse again, Mikatsei haaretz leika ekra, ba'atofa libi, b'tzor yarum imeni, tancheni. Here to the Gimel verse, third verse right here. What is this verse here? For thou, right? For thou, the I, has been a shelter for me, for I, a strong tower from the enemy, a strong tower from the enemy. Kia hayita, for hayita, the I has become haya Yahweh, right? Haya, kia hayita, the I has become machseh li. You have become a machseh li for me, a machseh, right? Machseh, machaseh, machaseh. What is machaseh or machseh, right? A refuge, like from storm, from danger, a refuge from falsehood, false ones, falsity, from chasa. Chasa is the verb root, to seek, to flee for protection, but it has an inner sense in the Hebrew to put trust, right, in Elohim, to confide, to hope in Elohim. The root right here is to flee, has a twofold sense, to flee on one, literally chasa, to flee, right, like for protection, and in the figure of speech, the second of the Hebrew two truths, figuratively is to confide in, right, like to flee to, right, and to confide in. So here he says, Ki hayita, for the I has become. The I has be, he who he be, has become machseli. Ki hayita, machseli. Migdal oz, you're a migdal. Migdal, Magdalene, right? Migdal, right? You have become a tower. Migdal, a tower, oz, a tower of oz, of Oz, of strength. Mi Panay Oyeb. Mi Panay, me from Panay, the face of Oyeb, right? The face of the hater, the face of the enemy. Mi Panay Oyeb. For thou hast been a shelter for I, a strong tower, Oz, right? Migdal Oz, Migdal Oz. Here we have Migdal, Migdala, Magdalene, Migdala. Migdal is tower, like an elevated stage, like a pulpit, right? It was also a migdal, almost like a strong pulpit, a strong pulpit, right? A raised bed, right? A raised bed, a tower from its size or height, by analogy, like a rostrum. But here's where I did a vid saying that this is probably also one of the words that was used in the Hebrew to describe, the so-called pyramids, right? Figuratively, it's pyramidal. You see where it says figuratively a pyramidal, right there. But you have become what? For who? For me? Ki hayita machseh liya mikdala oz mipaneya oyeb. Right? Thou has been a refuge for me. As so often in this type of a mizmor, this Davidic type of a song, recollection, remembering, right? Calling to mind of the past favors. Who haya, right? He who was, who ahoweh, he who be, who yeh. So speaking of the past to the present, right, moment, and also from the present to the future, here he recalls the past favors of Yahweh. And so he says, Ki hayita, for you have already become. You have already haya, to be. Ki hayita, you've already become, right, machseli, already have become a place of refuge for me, and one to confide in. So this thing of the past he recalls in this prayer right here, and this is the ground, becoming the ground of his plea, of the plea for guidance, for assistance in the present, right? So we say he who was, he who is, he who's to come, right? Wahuwa haya, Yahweh, right? Wahuwa howe, Yahweh, Wahu yihye, right? Yahweh, betifera, intifera, tafara. So right here, right? A strong tower, mipane oyeb. So here they say from. You see how they do? From, right? From in Hebrew is usually like me or me or me, right? But here it's the word panim. So this is not fully properly translated. It says from the enemy, right? But actually the Hebrew, let's see if any of them get it right here. They say from, they all keep kind of follow the leader, like even when the leader is wrong, right? The ISV comes closer from before the enemy, right? But more in the Hebrew sense, from the face, right? From the face of the enemy. So in the Hebrew right here, where it says that he has become this for me, right there it says me panay, oyeb, from the face of the oyeb. Oyeb, what's an oyeb? Oyeb, an enemy, right? But it means the root sense is like a hater, from the hater, right? So the next section right here, that was verses 1 to 3, the appeal, right? Remember, it's an Elohim psalm, so it's almost like a kind of a judgment psalm. It's almost like appearing before, the judge, your honor, your honor, and you're making your case, right? As you study the Psalms, you'll see that in a very interesting way, the parts of it is broken down just like that. One is to make a good case, right, before the supreme creator and the supreme judge, the judge of judges. Thus, the Elohim attribute, right, being used. In verses 4, right, to 5, right, in verses 4 to 5, we have the confidence, right, in Elohim, the confidence in the creator, the confidence in the judge, where he says right here, I say, I will abide in the tabernacle, in thy tabernacle, thy tent. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings. Selah, Selah. I trust or take my refuge. Right here. Agora be ahaleka olamim echese be seitira ke nafeka selah. Agora, I will gore. Gore is like the sojourn. So he says agora, I will gore, right? I will sojourn. Agora, I will abide, I will dwell in, right? Cohabit, right? Be like a stranger, continuing. But here, let's go down here. I will turn aside from the road for lodging, right? For lodging, right? Or any other purpose. The sense of sojourning. I will sojourn as a guest. In a different context, it can mean to shrink or fear, like if you're in a strange place, like, you're a stranger, right? Also a sense to gather for hostility as being afraid, like almost like immigrants, they are kind of like strangers. So in a strange place, so there's that shrinking, that fearing, that gathering together for hostility. But the other side of the word in this context is to sojourn, but literally it's to turn aside from the road. You're traveling, but you have to get some rest. So this is almost like what he's saying right here. Agora, be ahaleka, in the eye, tabernacle, but more better, in the eyes, ohel, ahal, ohel, in the eyes, tent, a literal tent. The idea here is like a transient place. Not a permanent place. A tent is not like a building. A building made of stone or brick is more firm. A tent, almost like here today, gone tomorrow. So this temporary, right? This temporary kind of structure, but it's also pointing, to the divine, presence in his tent. Agora be ahaleka olamim. Olamim, right? Forever is from olam. It's the word olam in the plural sense. Olamim. One could translate it as long duration, antiquity, futurity. Literally, it's world. So in other places, olam is like world, right? Olamin could be like worlds, like universe in that sense. But in the Hebrew, biblical Hebrew use, this means like a long time, the forever sense. Literally to time out of mind. Literally time out of mind. From the olam, concealed, vanishing point, time out of mind, whether past or future. The practically speaking, it's like eternity. So thus the translators translate forever. But what's curious is the plural word, olamim, olamim, right? Like the universe, or to time out of mind, the forevers, right? To times out of mind. Agora be'ahaleka olamim echetse. Remember the word chasa, machse, the refuge, the place, machseli. You have become a machse, a refuge for me. Here, instead of the refuge as a noun, now picking up the verb. Echese, 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 echese beseter, echese. I will flee, right? I will flee, right? Remember, she says the word trust, right? Remember, that's the same word that we had, the chasa, going to the root, to seek refuge, right? To flee for protection. But a secondary of that is to trust in Elohim, to confide, to hope, to put confidence. So it has a twofold sense, to flee for protection, echese, I will flee, beseter, like in the hidden, right? Beseter, seter. In Hebrew, to say something that's hidden, get this, mistatir, in the heat pa'el sense, mistatir, sound like mystery, because that word actually comes from the Hebrew. Remember, it says that Japheth will dwell in the tents of Shem, right? So this is where it comes out in the Greek. But people will tell you, well, actually, that's a Greek term. No, actually, the Greeks got it from the Hebrew. Mistatir comes from Sater, right? Sater, or the Satar sense, right? We have Sater and Sitra and Sater, two forms of it, the covering, the sheltering. Literally, it's a hiding place, a secret place, right? The secrecy, right? Secret place. It could be a covered or covert in a good or bad sense. But the root sense is satar. Satar is to hide, to conceal, right? Let me hide myself in thee, right? Echese beseter, in the covert, in the hidden place, the seter, kanafeka, of your kanaf. What is kanaf? Kanaf is wing, or it could be fringes too, on a certain figurative level, but literally wing, kanaf, right? The wing, the extremity, wing, the skirt, the wing, right? The edge, the extremity. Specifically, the kanaf is a wing of a bird. Did you know that the kanaf is also the wing of the army? Bring up that wing. Tell them to bring the wing up. Right, kanaf, right? The bird has what? The two wings, right? Specifically of a bird, a wing of a garment or bed clothing, right? The flap of the earth, a quarter, right? Of the pinnacle of a building. And the tempter took the Moshiach up to the wing, right? Up to the wing of the temple. But here he's saying, I will flee, in the sense of I will trust, I will flee. And by fleeing, I will confide this Seter Kanafeka, in the secret, the hidden, the concealed place of the I male wing, Selah, pause, the interlude, Dia, Psalm. So here the confidence, the Chasa, the confidence in Elohim. I will dwell in thy tent forever. Agora be'ahaleka olamim. By some, the words are understood as a prayer. So some understand this verse right here as it's actually a prayer. Agora be'ahaleka olamim. I will what? I will dwell in thy tent forever, or may I dwell. Agora. May I sojourn. May I dwell. Agora be'ahaleka be'oheleka olamim. May I dwell. Make me to take refuge. Echese. I take refuge. May I take refuge. Echese beseter kanafeka. May I take refuge. in the covert, the secret of thy wing, right? Of thy wings, actually. Kanafeka, right? Kanafeka, of thy wings. So the tent here, the ohel, right, is to be interpreted metaphorically as we have in Psalm 15, verse 1, right, as implying the divine Hashem's hospitality, Yahweh's guidance, protection, that he and I, Ani Va'ani, is confident, confident, have assuredness, a surety that he and I will again enjoy for the rest of our life, our liberty. How do we know this? The employment of the word olamim, olamim, forever. It's a time out of mind, eternity, time indefinite. Nagura be'oheleka, olamim, echaseh, b'seter, knafeka, selah. Covert of thy wings, see Psalm 57, round about the first, the second verse, right there, here, to the hey, here to the fifth, right, to the fifth verse right here. For thou, O Elohim, O Creator, O Judge, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given the heritage of those that fear, that reverence thy name, right? Now, if you notice the word me, right, it says given me, the word me is italicized, right? Ki ata Elohim shama'ita lindarai. For thou, O Elohim, ki, for ata, the I male, ata is a pronoun like you, like you say the I, like saying you, speaking to man, ata, ki, for ata, kiata, Elohim, for the I and none other, Elohim, creator, judge, Shamaita, has heard. You have heard. So we have Shama, he has heard, to say to a man that you had heard already, Shamaita, lindarai. You have heard my nedar, my netters. My netters is my vow, my votive offering. Nidarai, lindarai. You have heard, right? My promise, the thing I vow, right? My yea, and my amen. Thou hast given the heritage of those that reverence, that respect thy name. Natata. The I has natan, to give. Natata. Yerushata, Yirei Shemeka. Thou hast granted Natata, Yerushat. What is Yerushat? Here we go. Yerusha, right? Yerusha. This is not constructive. When I say constructive, Yerushat, the t, right, means it's connected. So the Yerushata Yirei is like the heritage of those that reverence. So it's connected. By itself, it's Yerusha, right? Constructive, connecting, Yerushat Yirei, of those who reverence Yirei, the reverences of Shemeka, of the I Shem, of the Hashem. So Yerusha is possession, right? Remember we was touching on the Yaresh, to possess, to dispossess, to occupy, to possess, to occupy, driving out the previous tenants, possessing in their place, implied, seize, rob, inherit, also to expel, impoverish, to ruin, the heritage, right? Natata, Yerushat, the heritage of the reverences of the I male name. Natata, Yerushata, Yereya, Shemeka. Here, what do we have here? You have heard. You have Shammai, right? We have Shammai there, right? You have heard, you have listened, even to say you have obeyed, right? Yes, saying to Yahweh that you have obeyed. You have heard with the implication to do as you have heard, right? To do the word. So Shema means to hear, but it also has a sense of, let me move this on the side. There we go. On the top right there. Yeah, that's the word shemaita, right? The eye has heard. The verbs in the verse, some interpret from biblical Hebrew that these are what they call the prophetic perfect. What is the prophetic perfect of biblical Hebrew? The prophetic perfect is a past tense. So by saying shemaita is like you have heard. You had heard it like before. Right, but it's declaring an action that's not yet complete, that's already completed, calling those things which be not as though they were. That's the sense right there. But it's actually better, some say, to receive this section that was written, right, and composed when the revolt against Dawid by his son Absalom had failed, and Dawid was on the point of returning to Jerusalem. So some see this as he calling those things, right, that have not come to pass as already completed. We see Yahweh doing this in prophecy, right, talking about something that is about to happen as it already happened, right? So that's like calling those things which be not as though they were. But the more better context of this Davidic psalm right here connected with David is that when that revolt by his son and others, Absalom, right, and Achitophel and others had failed, that David now is on the point of returning to Jerusalem. Thus we get the secondary titling of the psalm, a prayer, a thanksgiving of an expelled king on his way back, his way forward to home, right? In David's case, his way forward to Sion, to Zion, and to Jerusalem. But he mentions something key right here. He says, Shema eta lindarai, li nidarai. Shema eta li nidarai, or Shema eta lindarai, right? You have heard nidarai. What is nidarai? As we mentioned, it is the vows. You have heard my neder, right? Neder singular, nidarai, my vows, plural, nidarai, right? That form part of his supplication to Yahweh Eloheinu, but they are not specified. So even though he says Shemaita lindarai, he's not saying, well, when I vow this, I vow that. It's not specified. Doubtless they were expressed, right? They express his resolve, right? No doubt in David's case, whatever these vows were, right? Specifically, they express his and I resolve, Ani's resolve to show gratitude, Toda, for his restoration in some practical form, right? In some practical form, because practice makes perfect. Thou hast granted the heritage, right? Natata Yerushat, right? You granted the heritage. Heritage, Yerusha, is a common designation of the land of Yisrael. So to put this in the context, when we talk about heritage, right? This specifically, biblically speaking, is a common designation of the land of Yisrael as the Yerusha, right there, the possession, the inheritance. And here, David acknowledges, he acts on the knowledge that with the crushing of the rebellion of his wayward son Absalom, of the false friend, the false brethren, Achitophel, right, and others, they who feared Yirei, Shemeka, those who feared Yirei Hashem, those who feared the name, right, Yahweh's name, by remaining loyal. So they showed this reverence to Yahweh Eloheinu's name, to the Hashem, by remaining loyal and royal to his chosen, anointed, right, the Davidic king, in this case, David HaMelech, right, will have their share. He's saying that they're going to have their share in it, right, return to them. Because when they left, they had to leave the land. You can't take the land with you, right? So others start to take over your property. But those who remain royal and loyal to Yahweh's chosen, anointed, chosen king, right, will have their share in the land, and the share of the Yerusha, right, of the inheritance returned to them after it had been forfeited by refusal, right, to join Absalom. See, when David left, many left, and he left everything. If Absalom's rebellion and those who rebelled along with David's wayward son, right, disobedient son, if that had continued and gone on, right, they would have lost that land. So they had to forfeit that by remaining loyal to Yahweh's anointed and elect, to the elect of God, in other words. So right there, they're there, right, those who reverence. So just to show that reverence, that respect, more better. Yare, the word here, yare, here, yare, reverent, right, morally reverent, right. They understood the moral of the crisis. But here, the wow, the va verse. So here, the next section. Right, this is the last, only two more sections here, these three verses right here. Verses 6 to 7 is the hope, the expectation for Hamelech's future, the expectation for the king's future. Right? Thou shalt add days to the days of the king, right? Bringing out the Hebrew sense as generation and generation. Yamim al Yemeya Meleka Tosifa Shinnotayo wa Kamoa Dor Wador. Yamim, days, Yamim, right? All Yemei, upon the days of Melech, the days of the king. So literally the Hebrew says Yamim, right? Days all upon, like days on the days of the king. Yamim all Yemeya Melech. Here the KJV says that will prolong, right? Yasaf, Yasaf. So full of full, Yamim Allah Yemeya Meleka Tosif. Yamim all Yemei Melech Tosif. Yamim, days, right? Notice when it says the king's life. You see what it says over there? That will prolong the king's life, right? His years as many generations. Let's look at the words right here. So prolong is the Yasaf. Yasaf, what we gave in Yosef. Remember what his mother said, or Rachel said, right? And Yahweh will add another, will increase. Yasaf, right? Here we have Tosif, right? Mayest thou add, another form of petition, right? Thou will prolong, but the Hebrew sense is like, mayest thou add, right? May the I add, a petition here for the Melech, right? The Negus, even Negus Neges, Yamim Allah Yemeya Meleka Tosifa, right? But notice this, the word for king is Melech, right? So that there, where it says Al Yemei Melech, upon the days of the king, the Melech, the sovereign, right? But notice what it says next to it. It says life, then it has the 8:31:17, then it has the 8:31:17. What's going on here? Right? Is the word twice there? No, it's not, but it's the translator. The word they have, the root word, the shoresh is yom, directly day in Hebrew. Here we go, day, right? Day, yom, from the word like to be hot, a day, the warm hours, the hours when the sun is up. Interesting thing with the word yom, it's also found in the Ge'ez. Ethiopic, we have the word yom for day. Here we have the plural sense yamim. So the note here brings it out best. Thou shalt add days to the days of the king. That's a beautiful verse there, like just how the flow of the Hebrew even. Yamim al Yemei Melech. Yamim, right, days, right, days all upon, on, right, the Yemei, the days of, the Melech, the king, Tosif. You shall add, the I, may thou add days to the king's days, to the king's days. Going on, it says, Shinotayo kamo dor vador. Modern Hebrew, Shinotav kamo dor vador. Right? Ancient pointing, Shinotayo kamo dor vador. Right? Dor vador as generation and generation. Right? His years, Shinotayo, right? Modern Hebrew, Shinotav, right? Shinotayo, right? Shinotayo, his years, right? His shanas, right? Shinot, plural, right? Shinotayo, right? Shinotao, right? His years, kamo, right? Like, door, right? Like or as a generation, wador, as a generation and a generation. Interesting word for generation here, door, right? Door. It's like a period, a generation, door, right? A period of time, right? Those living during a particular period of time, generation, a revolution of time. To a revolution. You know, it says time and half a time. This kind of sense kind of comes out the door, right? A revolution of time, an age, or a generation. So what do we have here? To the king's days, Al Yemei Melech. Dawid is said here to be speaking of himself in the third person. So often it's brought out that Dawid here is speaking of himself in the third person, right? The royal third. Right, because he thinks of his kingly office, his anointed Moshiach, his kingly office, and not of himself as an individual. Right, so Dawid here is speaking of himself in the third person. Why? Because he thinks of his kingly office, right, and not of himself as an individual, indivisible dual. You think of his responsibility, right, the template, the type, archetypally. Some say less probably the two verses contain a prayer on his behalf by his faithful adherents. Others interpret these words here that it's actually the faithful adherents, what they are saying. They are saying, may Yahweh add days to the king's days, may his years be as many generations or as a generation and a generation. Accordingly, the rendering in the RV, right? We have a rendering in the Revised Version. Some say is preferable. Thou will add days, right? Or may thou add days. His years shall be, Shinotayo, right? Shall be, right? He shall be enthroned, the sense of he shall be enthroned, he shall abide. May his years be as many generations. Shinotayo kamo door, his shana, right? Shana is a year, shinot is years, shinotayo, or shinotayo, his years, right? His years. May the years he yet lives equal in number the many generations that will follow in his dynasty. If the words are not a petition, so some reason on whether this is a petition or not. So here, if it's not a petition, a she'ela, right? Dawid, he avows his assurance given him by Yahweh Eloheinu, right? Through Natan HaNabi, through Nathan the prophet. What assurance was given to Dawid, right? By Yahweh Eloheinu through Natan HaNabi, through Nathan, Natan HaNabi, the prophet. Well, in 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 16, we find it read, thy house and thy kingdom shall be made sure forever, to time indefinite before the eye. Thy throne shall be established to time out of mind forever. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 16. Chaverim, right here, and here to the Zain. Here to the Zain, verse right here. What do we have right here? May he be enthroned. So actually the petition that we have from the previous verse, right, kind of goes on. So some connect that it's not like, okay, we read these verses and one verse stops right here. But as we get into the sense of what's being said, it's a continuation, right, of the request, a continuation of the particular word sound. We like to call this both a request. It is a petition, right? And it's likely that Dawid, he does do that sometime in the third person, right? The greater David, the greater son also. Sometimes it's important to do those things in the third person, especially if your responsibility, you know what I mean? Like if I'm the president and I say, well, it should be the president's job to do that, I'm actually reminding myself of that as well, myself in that role. You say as president, Dawit in his role, you know, as that anointed, you know, king, Melech Yisrael, the king of Israel, right? Here, he shall abide, he shall what? He shall abide before Elohim, the creator, the judge forever, to time indefinite. Oh, prepare mercy and truth may preserve him. Oh, prepare mercy and truth, right? Right, that they may preserve him. Though the they is not there, but prepare mercy and truth may they preserve him. Well, it is, the they is not as let me get here. Is it Hema? Hema is not there. Hema is like the pronoun, but it's connected to the verb, right? Yesheb olama lifnei Elohima chesed ve'emetamana yinatzeruhu. Yinatzeruhu. Very interesting. The word here for preserve is natsar. Natsar Hebraically connects with the Nazarene. That's why the word Nazarite and the word Nazarene, though they are similar in English transliteration, they're not similar in Hebrew. There's Nazir for the Nazarite, right? And there's the Natsar, right? Natsar. The reason why they put Z for both of them is because they don't have any Sadai, that sound, Sadai. But it's a different word here. Natsar is to guard, to watch. This is at the root of even Nazareth, right? The term Nazareth, when we say Yeshua HaNotzri, the Nazarite, the Nazarene, right? What is Nazarene? Right, the guard, the watchman, the watch over. You see the root right here, the guard, right? The watchman, right? HaNotzri, right? To guard in a good sense, they say, is to protect, to maintain, to obey, or in a bad sense, contextually, is to conceal, right? To conceal. So here, we have this verse right here. He shall abide before Elohim. Now, that word abide, it covers up something very important. The word is yashav. The root word is yashav. In the Hebrew, pointing here to bring out the sense, right, we have yesheb, right, yesheb, right here, yesheb, right, yesheb means what? Yesheb means to yashav, to dwell, right, yesheb, he shall do what? He shall dwell, yes, but more to sit. Get down to the root. Let's get down to the root. You see, Strong's bring out properly to sit down. To sit down how? To sit down specifically as shofet, right? As judge, Danya, right? As judge in ambush, in quiet. The implication is to dwell, to remain. As we mentioned before, we talk about the Rastafari yeshiva, right? Yeshiva, or in the other pointing, yeshiva. Yeshiva is like, come, make we seat up together. But in this sense, speaking of the king, right, the more proper translation would be, right, may he be enthroned, like seated as king, Yesheb Olam. May he be seated as king. May he be enthroned, right, forever. Literal order of the words, Yesheb Olam Lifnei Elohim. May he be seated forever before in the face of Elohim. Yesheb Olama Lifnei Elohim. Chesed Ve'emet. Chesed is mercy, right? Mercy or loving kindness. The chesed, right? Chesed, right? Chesed, right? The chesed. And emet. And emet, and firmness, faithfulness, truth, right? Emet, the word for truth, right? Noun feminine, emet, sureness, reliability, stability, continuance, faithfulness, reliableness, truth. Truth in what sense? Emet, like emet till, emet, like the spoken truth. of a testimony and of a judgment, the truth of testimony and judgment, the truth of the divine instruction of Torah, the emet as the body of the ethical and the really just or righteous da'at, knowledge, the true doctrine, the true teaching, gives a teaching of his master. True doctrine is the emet. Stability, certainty, truth, trust. How can there be trust if there's no truth? So you see the connection right there. Chesed wa emet, mercy and truth, loving kindness and reality. Man yinaseruhu. Now, here's an interesting expression here. Wow, the man. Hold on for a moment. Let me go down here to man, because they don't bring that out. Man from mana, man, to count. Okay. Man yinsaruhu. From mana, to weigh out. There we go, to weigh out, to allot, to enumerate, to number, in that sense, like to number, right, enumerate. So here in the Hebrew, there's a word that they don't really bring out. No, they don't bring out right there. Interesting. Let's see. Do they bring it out? Okay, for mana. Okay, prepare. Man, reckon, count. Okay, appoint. Right? More better the sense of appoint. Man, right? Man, appoint. Yinaseru, appoint them to guard, to watch over. Who? Him. Yinaseru, they to watch over, they to what's the word right there? They're preserve, not are, to guard, to watch over. Yinaseru, let them. Who's the they? The chesed wa emet, right? Yinsaru, who? Yinsaruhu, may they preserve him, right? May they guard him. So what do we have here? Before Elohim, Lifnei Elohim, in the enjoyment of his favor, the favor of the Creator, the blameless Creator, Elohim, the title there, and before the Judge of Judges, Elohim. How long? Right? How long? Olam. So you see the word Olam, right? Forever. May he be seated forever. Yesheb Olam. Yesheb Olam Lifnei Elohim, in the face, before the presence, the perception of the Almighty power. Chesed wa emet, mercy and truth. May they be his, so to speak, his guardian messengers, his guardian angels, so to speak, these principles. Chesed wa emet. See, if you think about angels, they always seem like personified, you know? But actually, in the Hebrew sense, these attributes are messengers, right? They are messengers, and they have messages. Mercy and truth is a message. Chesed wa emet. May they be his and Ainai Anivani, guardian angels. We have this also in Psalm 57, around about the 3rd, the 4th verse. Now, in the light of Proverbs, take note, Proverbs chapter 20, verse 28, what does it read? Mercy and truth preserve the king. So in light of Mishle Shlomo, the Proverbs of Solomon, Proverbs 20, chapter 20, verse 28, where it reads, mercy and truth, chesed wa emet, right, preserve, right, yinsaru hamelech, preserve the king. The supplication here may be that Elohim, Eloheinu will help him, assist him, and will assist the Davidic descendants, right, the true loyal and royal, to display these virtues, these strengths of character, right, during their successive reigns and rulership, so that the dynasty may deserve, again, so that the dynasty may deserve to endure. Again, just to this point right here, mercy and truth preserve the king. Here, mercy and truth appoint them to preserve him. Chesed wa emet amana yinsaruhu. What do we have here? We have the supplication that Elohim, Yahweh Eloheinu, may help him, the Davidic king, the anointed Davidic king, and his descendants, right? Royal and loyal to display these virtues, these strengths of character during their successive reigns and rulership, so that the dynasty may deserve. That's the key. The dynasty must deserve to endure. Here, to the fulfillment verse, right? Some count this as the Chet 8. In the Hebrew, there's 9 verses, but actually, here, KJV wise, there are these 8 verses. But in the Hebrew, this would be the 9th verse right here. So will I sing. So after saying, may he be enthroned before Elohim forever, appoint mercy and truth, that they may preserve him. So will I sing. Therefore, so will I sing. Praise to thy name forever, to time indefinite, to time out of mind, forever, that I may daily perform my vows. Remember earlier that we spoke about Nidarai, my vows, right? And here, it seals up with my vows. Here, Cain. Some say Khan. I know in Hebrew some of the brothers and one say Khan. Khan in Hebrew means like here. Not to here, but like over here in that sense. Cain mean like, it's like, let me bring it up right here. It's the word Cain, right? So Cain, they have Ken there, but the glide, Cain. So, therefore, thus, like this, like just so, like yes, it's like a affirmation. Thus, so, therefore, right? Depends on how it is formed in conjunction. The Cain, right? Right can be right, what's just, what's honest, what's true, what's veritable, right? So it has a sense of an affirmation, true, right, correct, in a sense. So someone speaking in Hebrew, Cain, true, Cain, right, correct, in a sense. I'm assenting to what is being said. I'm agreeing, right? So Cain. So here we have the Cain sense that is brought out as a soul. You see with his soul, right? They bring it out as soul, right? It's like an affirmative, like affirmative. Cain. So, right, will I sing? Cain. Azamera. Cain is Zamera. I was Zamar. Zamar means to sing, but basically means to chant. Zamar. Zamar is at the root of mizmor, the psalms, right? To make music, to sing, right? But it's a certain type of music, because there's other words to sing, right? This is more to chant, right? It's not here in their definition right here, but we can prove it by comparison, Afro-Semitic definition that the zamar means to chant. They have it here through the idea of striking with the fingers. Remember the harp, playing the music, right? And the striking with the fingers, that's what it says, chanting. The idea of striking the fingers, touching lightly, so forth and so on, to celebrate in psalm. But it's like to chant a song. A better way of bringing this out, like, so I will chant a song. Cain, Azamera Shinka. Azamera, I will chant, right? Shinka, I will chant thy name. The KJV says, so I will sing praise to thy name. But the Hebrew is a little more forceful, more connected. Cain, Azamera Shinka. So I will chant the I name. Literally, I will chant the I name. I, like eyes is I. Cain is Amra Shinka. So, yeah, I will chant the I name, Le'ad. Here they have forever, but Le'ad is different than Olam, but here it means in perpetuity. The sense is close to the Olam sense, but from the root sense, it's like this here. They bring it out, the terminus in the sense of going on. It's like the sense of going on, right? They don't bring it out directly, duration, perpetuity. But the Hebrew of La'ad would be like, Cain Azamra. So, yes, I will chant like Psalms, Shimka. I will chant Psalms. I will chant the I male name, La'ad. From now, from this point, You know, they say ad infinitum, le'ad, and going onward, right? Le shall me, right? Le shall me nidarai yom yom. Le shall me nidarai yom yom. Le shall me, right? Here the KJV says that I may daily. The daily is a yom yom. Yom, right, and yom. Yom yom, right? Yom yom, like to say day to day, right? Lishalmi. Lishalmi is from shalom. Shalom, right? Shalom. What is shalom? Shalom here is the shoresh. The shoresh is the root, right? He was in covenant of peace. He was at peace. Or the general sense of the root, to be at peace, to be peaceful, right? But let's get to this, to be complete, to be sound, right? To be uninjured also means to complete, right? To finish, to make safe, to be whole or good, to restore. Here's the sense of it, of the vow. What must we do? What's the English of it? Pay my vow. Here they bring out perform my vow. But in the Hebrew, the shalom can mean to also to pay, right? To pay a vow. It's in particularly used with a vow, right? Shalom. So lish shalmi, right? So that shall me, so that I, right, may perform or may pay, right? That I may make good, right? To pay, right? Make good, right? To pay, to complete, to pay, right? My vow. All right, so here the shalom root, it can mean peace, but it also, as a verb, has a secondary meaning to pay, and often is used in the sense of paying one's vow. That's why he says, li, right, for shalmi, for my paying, my making shalom, right, making good, nidarai, making good my vow, yom yom, day, daily, day to day. Kain zamra shinka al-ad, lishalmiya nidarai, yom yom. So will I sing praise. Kain zamra. Although the sudden change, note it, to the first person. Remember, it was the third person previous. Now we have a sudden change right here. This verse is the gratitude to Elohim, to the Creator, the blameless Creator, to the Judge. Right? Although the sudden change to the first person is not uncommon, its occurrence suits the interpretation, right, of verses 6 as Dawid speaking of himself. So because of sudden change here, it suits the interpretation that it's Dawid from verse 6 who is speaking in the third person sense. And now in sealing up, you return to the first person, right? It suits David speaking of himself, right? So will I praise. Remember the mizmor come from zamar. And here he says, Cain, azamra, shimka. I will chant the I's name, la'ad, going onward. Lishalmi, to perform, to pay, nidarai, my vows, my votive offerings, yom, day, the sense of daily, day, yom. As in the previous verse, in verse 5, remember verse 5, the nidarai, we had in verse 5, nidarai. Where was verse 5 right here? For thou, O Elohim, has heard my vows. Kiata Elohim Shemaita Lindarai Li Nidarai. I've heard Nidarai. And then here Lishalmi Nidarai Yom. Right? The Targum, the interpretation, it gives the psalm a national application. So in a later interpretation among the Yehudi, among others, this is given a national application, referring it to their captivity, I captivity. So as Dawid was in captivity at the time, in later time of our people being in captivity, this verse, this psalm was brought out to apply to the nation in captivity like Dawid, right? And paraphrases this. This is what the paraphrase, this is how this has been interpreted in ancient times right here. Then will I praise thy name for all eternity when I pay my vows in the day of Yisrael's redemption and in the day when King Messiah, Moshiach HaMelech, is consecrated or crowned to become ruler. Again, this final verse right here is a very important verse, Judaically, Hebraically, as such to I and I, in its application to I and I being in the exiles and in the captivity. Cain zamrashim kala'ad le shalmiya nedara yom yom, brought out in the paraphrase as, then will I praise thy name for all eternity. When I pay I shalom, shalmi, when I pay my vows, leshalmiya nidarai, in the day yom yom of Yisrael, of the Beit, Yisrael, the Beta Israel's redemption, and in the day when King Messiah, right, Moshiach, Melech HaMoshiach, Moshiach HaMelech, is consecrated. When the Melech, the king, the Moshiach, the Negus, is consecrated, is coronated to become the rightful ruler. Here. Yes, I, Rastafari, today's daily psalm right here, brothers and sisters. Give thanks for the patience going through today's daily psalm. Full right here. Luku Batalawa. Right? Luku Batalawa. And, later on we'll get into some of these notes right here, some interesting notes right here. Dawid is far from his home in Jerusalem. Maybe he is in Syria or Aram, as in Psalm 60, or maybe he is in Edom after he had run away from his son Absalom when Absalom tried to become Melech. Sometimes he was sad. This was because he did not think that he could do anything. This is what my heart, by its awfully be. My heart is weak. All right, so it kind of gives a interesting kind of a breakdown right here, including some of the parts. But the Psalms is a very good study. All right, there's a lot that's packed in there. Here, brothers and sisters and brothers, here at the full of the podcast right here. Those that's still on the board, okay, yeah, the board has gone out. Hopefully 518, a couple of other ones and ones, calling, not calling, just tune in if you get a chance, just go to the Rastafari Israelites right here, just for the outro right here. Today's daily psalm, here. Let's seal this up first, right here. So to those on the BTR, Blog Talk Radio, just come over here to the YouTube, Rastafari Israelites, Rastafari Groundation. Just pick up with the close, the outro here, today's daily psalm, the English with the Hebrew highlights, the KJV with the Hebrew highlights, and also the Hebrew, right, as well right here on Sister Rashida. Check out Sister Rashida's Psalm 61. Sister Rashida's Psalm 61. So here to seal up the BT.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Here to bring forth this right here. The why.
Psalm 61.
מזמור ס"א למנצח על נגינת לדוד.
Hear my cry, O God, O God, O God.
שמעה אלוהים רינתי.
Attend unto my prayer, to my prayer, to my prayer, to my prayer.
הקשיבה תפילתי.
From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings. Selah. For thou, O God, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. Thou wilt prolong the king's life, and his years as many generations. He shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. So will I sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may daily perform my vows, my vows, my vows, my vows, my vows, my vows.
מזמור ס"א למנצח על נגינת לדוד. שמעה אלוהים רינתי, הקשיבה תפילתי.
Yes. Here, the Hebrew, the wise.
Psalm 61.
מזמור ס"א למנצח על נגינת לדוד. מזמור ס"א למנצח על נגינת לדוד. שמעה אלוהים רינתי, הקשיבה תפילתי. מקצה הארץ אליך אקרא, בעטוף ליבי. בצור ירום ממני תנחני. כי היית מחסה לי, מגדל עוז מפני אויב. אגורה ואהולך עולמים, אחסה בסתר כנפיך סלע. כי אתה אלוהים שמעת לנדרי, נתת ירושת יראי שמך. ימים על ימי מלך תוסיף, שנותיו כמו דור ודור. ישב עולם לפני אלוהים, חסד ואמת מן ינצרוהו. כן אזמרה שמך לעד, לשלמי נדרי יום יום.
Yes. Lalato. Yes, I have good evening, good night, good morning, Boker Tov. Have a good day. Bless Shabua right here. So the 50th degree sabbatical study. Got like 2 weeks of the high holy season coming forward. Like to build more on the yeshiva. You know, there was a little midrash. I don't know, I think I should share this with the item, if the item can tabernacle abide a couple of minutes right here. We went through just a verse by verse right there, but it's a little intro right here of this midrash right here. Just a portion right here, just the study. The midrash is like the study. Just going to just a little bit of the study right here. We went through a study of the verse by verse just to get a compare and contrast what we have in the KJV, and then, what is there in the Hebrew and some of the root ideas, also some of the things that are not quite translated, but as it says, a study to shew I and ourselves approved right there. Yeah, what just happened right there? We still on? Yeah. Okay, I saw something just happen right there. Okay, here we go.
Al Nigino to Lidawi, Shima'ah, Elohim, Rinati, Hakshava, Tefilati. For the leader, for the overcomer, for the chief musician, Here, Shema'ah, Yisraya, here, today's daily psalm, according to the royal order of the Ethiopian Hebrews, and hereafter the order of Malachiah, Tzedek, Melchizedek, the righteous king, even the king of kings. Weep not, behold, the lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. Here, Mizmor Samek Aleph, Psalm 61. And here, Midrash, a study from the Midrash Tehillim on Psalm 61, Mizmor Samek Aleph, Psalm 61, Psalm LXI. For the leader, with string music, a psalm of David. Hear my cry, O God. Attend to my prayer. Hear. Hebraically, the Aleph and the Beit verses. Psalm 61, verses 1 to 2, Hebraically. Lamnatseyach al niginot lidawit. Shima'ah Elohim rinati hakshava tefilati. For the leader, for the overcomer, for the chief musician. Lamnatseyach. With string music, al niginot. Upon string music, al niginot, a psalm of David or of David, lit Dawid. Hear my cry, O Elohim. Hear, Elohim, my cry. Shima'ah Elohim rinati. Attend to my prayer. Hakashava tefilati. Elsewhere, this is what Scripture says, even in Proverbs, in the Mashal, the Mishle, Shlomo, Proverbs 15:29. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous. The Lord is far from the wicked, from the ratchet, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous. Rahok Yahweh me rishaim u'tefillat tzadikim yishma'a. Jehovah is far from the wicked. Rahok Yahweh me rishaim, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous, and the prayer of the righteous he heareth. Tefillat tzadikim yishma'a. Whenever the Bnei Yisrael, the sons of Israel, the Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, the Bnei Yisrael, the Israelites cried out to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to the Holy One, to the Sanctified One, to the Set Apart One, to the Haile One, Baruch Hu, blessed be He heard them. Thus, like this, in Mitzrayim, in Egypt, in Kemet, they cried out to HAILE, the true good, the true God, and he heard them. As is said even in Shemot, in Exodus chapter 3, verse 7, I have heard their cry. Vayomer Yahuwah, Rao Haiti Eta Oni Ami Ashara Be Mitzrayim Eta Zaik Atama Shamaitia Mipeneya Nogasayo Kia Yadaitia Eta Makolayo. And Jehovah said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people. Vayomer Yahuwah, that are in Egypt, Ashara be Mitzrayim, and have heard their cry, by reason of their taskmasters, Mipaneya Nogasayo, for I know their pains. I have heard their cry. At the Yam Suf, at the Red Sea, the Etra Bahir, the Eritrean Sea, they cried out to HAILE, the true good, HAILE Elohim, and he heard them. As is said, even in Shemot, in Exodus chapter 14, verse 15, where it reads, Wherefore criest thou to me? Speak to the children of Israel, that they go forward. Wherefore criest thou the eye to eye? Speak to the Bnei Yisrael, to the sons, the children, to the Israelites, that they go forward. Vayomer Yahuwah ela Moshe, Ma Tiaz aka elai, daber el Bnei Yisrael ve'yisa'u. And Jehovah said to Moses, to Moshe, Vayomer Yahuwah el Moshe, wherefore criest thou the eye to me, to I? Ma tiaz aka elai, speak to the sons of Israel, daber el Bnei Yisrael, that they go forward with your soul, that they go forward. In the wilderness, Bamidbar, they cried out to Adonai, they cried out to Jehovah, and he heard them. As is said even in Bamidbar in Numbers 21, verse 3, where it reads, and the Lord hearkened to the voice of Israel. Vayishma Yahuwah b'kol Yisrael, and Jehovah hearkened to the voice of Yisrael. Vayishma Yahuwah b'kol Yisrael. After they entered the Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, they cried out to Jehovah, and he heard them. As is said even in 1 Samuel 7 and 9, where it reads, and Shemuel and Samuel cried to the Lord for Israel, and the Lord heard him. Vayiz'ak Shemuel li Yahuwah bi'ada Yisrael vaya'nehu Yahweh, and Shemuel cried. Vayiz'ak Shemuel cried to Jehovah for Israel. Vayiz'ak Shemuel li Yahuwah bi'ada Yisrael, and Jehovah answered him. Vaya'nehu Yahweh. They cried out also in the time of Solomon, as is said even in 1 Kings 8 and 54, where it reads, when Solomon had made an end of praying all this prayer and supplication to the Lord, Vayehi kalota Shlomo leahita palela liyahuwa eita kola hatafila vehatachina hazot kama milifneya mizbeach yawa mikaro ala birakayo vekapayo perusota hashamayim. And it was so that when Shlomo had made an end of praying all this prayer and supplication to Jehovah, Wayehi kalota Shlomo lehitapalela liyahuwa eta kola hatafila vehatachina hazot. He arose from before the altar of Jehovah, from kneeling on his knees with his hands spread toward Shamayim, toward heaven. Milifneya mizbeach Yahuwah mikaroa ala birakayo v'kapayo perusota hashamayim. And Jehovah hears us now, and Jehovah hears I and I now, I and I that are banished, as is said even in Lamentations chapter 3, verses 55 to 56, that reads, I called upon thy name, O Lord, out of the lowest dungeon. Thou, the eye, heardest my voice. Kati Ashimtai Yehovah mibor tachetiyot Koli Shama'ita Allah Ta'eleim Azneka Le Rava Chati Le Shava Ati. I called upon thy name, O Jehovah. Karati Ashimtai Yehovah, out of the lowest dungeon. Mibor tachetiyot. Thou heardest my voice. Koli Shama'ita. Hide not, Allah Ta'aleim, thine ear at my sighing. Allah Ta'aleim aznika, li rawhati, at my cry. Li shawati. Kati shimkai Yehovah mibora tachetiyot. Koliya shamaita, Allah Ta'aleim aznika, li rawhati, li shawati. Therefore, even here, the Gimel, Gamel, the third verse in today's daily psalm, from the end of the earth, of the earthly plane, will I cry to thee, to the eye, when my heart fainteth. Mik'fei ha'aretz eleka ekra
ba'itof libi, from the end of the earth, miqatzei haaretz, will I call to thee, to the eye, eleka ekra, when my heart fainteth, ba'itof libi. Miqatzei haaretz, eleka ekra, ba'itof libi. But Hakadosh, Baruch Hu, but the Holy One, the Sanctified One, the Set Apart One, the HAILE One, Baruch Hu, blessed be He, replies, from the ends of the earth, Miqatzei haaretz, you cry, you call out to me, you call out to I. Yet, when you were in the land, when you were in haaretz, you did not cry out, you did not call out to me. You did not cry out to I. As scripture says, even in Yeshayahu, in Isaiah 65:1, where it reads, I said, behold me, to a nation that had not cried to my name. I said, behold I, to a nation that had not cried to Shemi, to my name. Amarti, hineni, El goy lo kara vishmi. I said, Amarti, behold me, hineni, behold I, hineni, to a nation, El goy, that was not called by my name. El goy lo kara vishmi. Amarti, hineni, el goy, lo kara vishmi. You did not call upon Shemi, upon my name, when you were in and within haaretz, when you were within the land. But whence, where do you cry out to I now? But why do you cry out, do you call out to I now? From the ends of the earth. Miqatzei haaretz, from the ends of the earth, as is prophesied in scripture, even in Jeremiah, in Ermias, in Jeremiah 29, verses 12 to 13, that reads, then shall y'all cry to me, and ye and y'all shall go and pray to me, and I will hearken to you, and ye and y'all shall seek me. Then shall y'all cry to I, and y'all shall go and pray to I, and I will hearken to you, and ye and y'all shall seek I. Ukaratem otia vahealaketem, vehita palaletem elai. Ve'shama'itiya elechem, u'avikashtem otiya, u'ametzatem kia tidarshuni b'kol alevavikem, and ye and y'all shall call upon me. U'akaratem oti, and go, wahelakatem, and pray to me. Ve'hita palaletem elai, and I will hearken to you, I will hear to y'all. Ve'shama'itiya elechem, and ye and y'all shall seek me, y'all shall seek I. U'abikashtem oti, and find me and find I. U'amitzatem, when ye y'all shall search for me, search for I, kia tidershuni, with all your heart, bikola levabekem. Ukratem otia wahilakatem, wehitapalaletem elaya, weshamaitia lekem, uabikashtem oti, umatzatem, kia tidershuni, bikola levabekem. Moses also said, even in Devarim, in Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 29 to 30, that reads, but from there, ye y'all will seek the Lord thy God, and thou shalt find him, if thou search after him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. In thy distress,
when all these things are come upon thee, I. וביקשתם משם את יהוה אלוהיך ומצאת כי תדרשנו בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך בצר לך ומצאוך כל הדברים האלה באחרית הימים ושבת עד יהוה אלוהיך ושמעת בקולו. But from thence, from there, ye all will seek Jehovah thy Elohim, thy true good, thy true God. Uabikashtema misham et Yehovah Eloheka, and thou shalt find him. Uamatzata, if thou search after him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Ki tidarishenu bikola levabeka u bikola nafsheka, in thy distress, batzar leka, when all these things are come upon thee, batzar leka, uametzauka kola hadabarim ha'ele, when all these words, kol hadabarim ha'ele, are come upon thee, I, in the end of days, be'achrita hayamim, in the end of days, the last days, be'achrita hayamim, thou wilt return to Jehovah thy Elohim, thy true good, thy true God, with Shabta Ada Yahweh Eloheka, and hearken and hear, and hearken, hear, and hearken to his voice. With Shama'ita Bikol. Hence, hear. Even here in today's daily psalm, Mizmor Samech Aleph, Psalm 61. Here it is said, from the end of the earth will I cry, will I call to thee, I. Miktzei haaretz eleka ekra. Miktzei haaretz eleka ekra. From the end of the earth will I call to thee, I. Miktzei haaretz eleka ekra.
Miktzei haaretz eleka ekra. Call, hear my cry, here. Give thanks in the outro right here. Sister Rashida, hear my cry. Psalm 61. Psalm 61. Yes.
Live it.
Will I cry unto thee? Will I cry
Yes, yes, yes. Shalom, shalom. Laila Tov. Shalom, Chaverim. Shalom. Be well, be well, be well. Pick up in the forward. May I have a blessed and a prosperous day by Shem Yeshua HaMoshiach. Yes, I, Rastafari. I. Giving thanks and praise right here. Gonna seal up. But a good hallelujah. Yes. Selah.